Submit to the High Council here on World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff, and with me tonight is Mecha Random 42.
Hello.
And for Midnight's Edge After Dark, say hello to Tom.
Hail.
Yes, hail indeed. So I want to give a quick shout out to start the show to the chat. I've been reading the chat. As you know, we're about a minute or two late than we planned to be, but I was reading the chat, having fun having fun with all the Karen titles. So if you can see right here on the screen, we have my favorite one, Killer Karens from Outer Space. And make me laugh, folks. I'll be paying attention to the chat for all the damn Karens out there. Now, tonight's show, we're going to get a little serious, but we're also going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Adam Driver. He's Star Wars' Kylo Ren, the villain, in quotation marks, of the new sequel trilogy. And he's been going through some real-life shit. First, the Reylos attacked him for being a happily married man, and now people are after him because he was a patriotic individual who served his country. The world gets crazier and dumber by the day. Mecca, I know. And we're also going to be talking about some Star Wars toy news because we now know that they admit to us publicly, they have publicly admitted that those new characters aren't selling too well. So we're going to have that a little later on in the show. But before we get started, I wanted to share something since all the Karen talk. There's a Karen action figure that just hit the marketplace. It's over $250. I don't suggest anyone buys it, but here we go. There's the Karen action figure. Look at the haircut. Look at the face. Like, they get her likeness 1,000% accurate. It looks fantastic. But it's Karen. It's Captain Marvel Karen.
It looks like she should be telling us to drop our tacos.
Looks like a young Carol and Baskin.
Oh, that bitch Carol Baskin.
It's close to Karen.
Karen Baskin. Carol's evil twin, Karen Baskin. There we go. I love it. I would pay for a Joe Exotic Carol Baskin 2-pack. Just putting that out there.
I'm not cutting my hair. I'm gay. Shit.
Oh, I found Rob's Christmas present.
I've had kinky sex. And I've done drugs.
Oh. So, people are saying you keep the taco, I'll take the chalupa. Sounds like
hell the chalupa.
Yes, hell.
Fuck yes. Chalupa. Did you see they've actually got Baja sauce now in stores?
Really?
Yes, they haven't had Baja sauce in like I don't know how many years here at fucking Taco Bell. Now they got it in stores and they're all sold out. Like, you dirty bastards.
Now, folks, tonight is going to be a big night because I'm going to make that special announcement that I've been talking about for a while. So when we get to about 1,000 viewers, so spread the word, let everyone know that we're live because, this is actually something really big, and you're going to want to keep your calendars open for this Saturday night. I believe at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just be on the lookout for the announcement tonight and keep your Saturday nights open because this Saturday night open because you're not going to want to miss it. So with that being said, guys, what did you think about the Adam Driver not leak, but information, how Twitter is going to task because he joined the military post 9/11?
I think Twitter needs to be canceled.
Tom?
Hello. How you doing, Rob? What was the question?
Oh, no, I was just asking, what did you guys think of the Adam Driver being, attacked for being in the military by people on Twitter, calling him an Islamophobe?
Basically, I'm not surprised because this, whatever we want to call it, culture that's out there, they'll attack anything that moves and is white and is male. So, God forbid you say, our country was attacked and I felt the need to, do my duty and sign up and, do what was right because I felt like, whatever, needs he felt the need to fulfill when that happened. Why look down on him for it? I don't get it.
Rob, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Jeff? Mecca, if you get me that abomination, I swear to God, you will. I'll send you a dead rat in the mail. I swear
now
to God.
I kind of hope you get him one.
No.
Get
As long
it?
as
What
it's all
now?
those little dead rats that they pose in like a cute little diorama, one of the taxidermied ones.
You want a
No.
taxidermied rat?
Not really, but it'd be better than just a
Now,
smelly dead rat.
now I'm just thinking of the Naked Gun. Nice beaver. Thanks. I just had it stuffed. So- oh, for God's sake! Really? Come on. The guy's a United States Marine. The guy's got bigger balls than I'll ever have.
He's a vet, for fuck's sake. You know, that's the thing. These kids don't have any. You know, a lot of people felt bad about the way Vietnam vets were treated when they got back.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent how many years apologizing for people that didn't even feel that way. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, you don't get to choose who you fight. I mean, he's following orders. You know, that's the thing. It's part and parcel to the whole gig, man. Come on.
Didn't they just misinterpret what he said too as to being Islamophobic?
That's part of it. The other part is they just see him as a white man wanting to go to war, wanting to protect his home, wanting to be the standard misogynist male. You know what I mean? That's the way I take it, that they're going after him. What do you think, Jeff? I don't know. This is nuts.
I do think it's nuts. I think it's very tasteless. That's what I was talking about on the show last night. I mean, to me, you know, when somebody says, I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed, and it hurts because it's like, wow, that's just more truthful. That's what I think about this. I'm mad, but more than that, I just find this to be tasteless. I mean,
disgusted. Yeah,
this is disgusting. This is a tasteless act. I mean, we've seen some dumb shit on Twitter, but if you notice, the shit that we see on Twitter that always goes after the fandom menace is like made up shit. Like, oh, you guys bullied Daisy Ridley off social media. That never happened. But when it comes to him, he's a constant, not a constant target, but he's this target that he just keeps a smiley face and he goes to work and he does his thing and he's not going after fans. You got all these other actors that blow up online and can't handle the fact that, oh, you have a differing opinion or this, that, and the other. And then, you know, you got Adam Driver, who's just like, hey, I'm doing my job. Here I am in this movie, X, Y, and Z. I'll make fun of it on SNL, but it's still not enough. The thing, I don't know what is worse, trying to have like his relationship end because he's married and I think he has a kid, or this. They just are both tasteless acts.
They're trying to get under his skin. They're trying to get under his skin, and the fact that he's just unflappable, it gets to them even more. That's the thing. You know, that kid that used to, well, you never got bullied, Jeff. Come on. Honestly, you never got made fun of. You know, it's nobody would dare say anything about you. Yeah. I mean,
sure.
well, you know, come on. But you know, me on the other hand, you know, fat kids always have to have a good sense of humor because we get picked on a lot. And there would always be that one kid that would keep trying to egg you on. And the more you would kind of lean into it and just like, eventually he'd just give up. And just eventually they're going to give up on him and go choose another target because this guy, come on, this is the least of, you know what I mean? This is the easiest thing he's had to deal with, being a Marine and being shot at. The guy was being shot at on a daily basis. You think some people on Twitter are going to get to him? Come on.
No, but they're going to try. That's the shit. They're going to try.
You're going to try and they're going to fail miserably.
Well, the fact that they even try that this is a topic, it goes to show you how stupid our society is. The fact that we've entertained these types of people for so long, it's like, it's like the old phrase, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. It's like, oh, we'll humor all these weird things on social media. And now this kind of shit happens. And now it has ramifications on people's livelihoods. It's not like it's just a couple people that have never done anything. People have been effectively canceled and it's messed up. And you get these people like Adam Driver who really don't, haven't done anything. And now his name's being brought up for all this negativity. It's like, they say no press is bad press, but in this case, I disagree.
They're bored.
The guy made a bad Star Wars movie. If that's the worst thing he's done, come on. It's better than what we're doing. Jeez, better than most people are doing. Come on.
And he's not even. They shouldn't even be directing their anger towards him. They should be like us and just going, "Hey, J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, you guys made a bad movie."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, He's the face, though. I mean, he's a recognizable face. He's out there. J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy, they're behind the scenes pulling strings. So
Well,
is
they're
Ryan
not even
Johnson.
mad about the movie, though. That's the other thing. They're just mad at him personally because he's not in their little fairy tale, made up, delusional little heads.
Yeah, maybe if he was married to a black woman, maybe that would change things for him.
No, they probably still attack him because he's not married to Daisy Ridley in real life. Because it's not their perfect little fairy tale Raylo thing. I mean, these are the people who want to hump cartoon lions, for crying out loud.
Why don't they hug some real life tigers?
I don't even know if we're gonna get to that one, but I did send Jeff that story.
Oh, we'll get to it. Don't worry. We'll definitely get to it. It's such a dumb topic. Plus,
furries.
I like to think of each show as a continuation, and we talked about the beginning of it last week, so we're gonna keep this thread rolling with the.
It's the
Mary
sequel.
Film. Oh God, it's the film you don't want.
Just when you thought it was safe to be a furry.
I really want you to narrate the movie for me. We'll do a fake trailer and have you do the voice.
Really, these people have got some serious problems if you want to hump a cartoon fox. Dear God.
What does the fox say, Rob?
I don't know. Does this
Get your dick out of me!
Yeah, the fox.
What
says
is the
no,
me too?
no
It says
consent.
hashtag me too. That's what the fox says.
I was waiting for you to do the kid and say, "Get your dick out of me!"
Ow! 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 Ow!
Oh my God. This is just frustrating, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay focused, but I'm reading the.
It's disgusting,
Come
though.
on,
The Karens, yeah.
Me and Tom are here. You're not going to be able to stay focused, Jeff. This is
He's got a point there.
All I'm saying is, like, I'm reading all about these Robo Karen, Fist of the North Karen. What the? How can somebody host a show when
Is that just Marvel? Fist of the
Welcome.
North Star?
Let's new sitcom. Welcome back, Karen.
Wind me up. I think Travolta's not doing too
Mr. Karen.
Oh, looking good, Mr. Karen.
Oh my God, Mr. Karen.
Let's see. We had a couple super chats roll in. Just Nova says, I was scolded when participating for Toys for Tots at Walmart for being a Marine by a Salvation Army volunteer. Customers gave us donations for spite, but everyone still respected her First Amendment.
You know what you should have done is called that Salvation Army member a fucking fraud, because you realize how much of that money actually goes to the kids? Not very much. Yeah, that's why I don't really give them any. Go look this shit up, guys. When you give to a charity, make sure you look at how much actually goes to the kids. Because when I used to work at Taco Bell, they used to do this thing every year for the one children's charity. Literally
fundraisers.
Yeah, 10% went to the kids. So that's 10 cents on a dollar.
Administrative costs, yeah. Administrative costs, whatever, Yeah.
Karen's got to get paid, yo.
Jesse, listen to this one. Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Karen. Oh my God. This is great. Sorry, folks. I'll try to keep it on topic. No, but I am aware of this, the charity stuff, because I watch wrestling, or used to watch it. Like, I always team up with them and do all this stuff, and even then, they're not the most up and up with all the donations, like what percent they give and stuff like that. So I'm always
if you
myself.
If Jeff, if next time you're in the East Coast, I could take it to the WWE building. Then you could lodge a complaint in person.
I will complain to Vince McMahon. How is that considered essential services during the crisis? I still want to know how you can consider that.
It's Florida. Come on,
Well, you're right. Karen's list. Sorry. David Morris says, "Hey Trump, drain the swamp, top to bottom, had enough." Well,
yeah.
You know
what? Choice.
Wait, say what?
Karen's choice.
Karen's choice. David Morris, I don't think that anything that's being levied at Adam Driver is acceptable from anyone on the political spectrum. Neither side. I think it's very tasteless. Like I said, I think that's the harshest thing I can say. Because I could scream cuss words all night long and say, "This is bullshit," and everyone get riled up. But it's not about being angry. It's about being disappointed. And I just really hope that, one day maybe I'll do it, or somebody will write this big book on the Star Wars fandom and how it degenerated into nothingness. And I hope that when they talk about the fandom menace. They also talk about the people who are outside of it who do shit like this. Yeah, you guys make videos about Rose Tico or Captain Marvel. So
X-Men Dark Karen. Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Karen.
I like that one.
That one wins.
See, the difference between like us, making videos about it, we're not out there directly attacking the actors. We're just making a disappointing. We're expressing frustration. We're expressing our heartbreak over these properties. We're expressing all this stuff. We're expressing our opinion on, hey, don't throw around an interview of Brie Larson telling me I don't need to hear what a 40-year-old white dude has to say, and then expect us not to interpret that and make videos about that. I mean, we're not going directly to her like her fans do to me. And same thing about Adam Driver. I have not gone to any of these people. The only person I've ever tweeted at was probably in response to John Boyega for something cool he said, because he's fucking awesome and he's just dropping Raylos left and right on Twitter. Love him. He's just amazing. Love John Boyega. Or I've responded in jest to something Ryan Johnson said out of the blue that had nothing to do with Star Wars. It wasn't like attacking him saying your movie sucks, because what the fuck do they care? They really don't. If I'm upset with a movie, it's more creative for me to create a video that is hopefully more entertaining than I was, or than I was entertained by their movie, rather.
Now, brief aside, I don't care if this goes into a quick tangent, but did you guys hear about the Tessa Thompson article that got dug up over the weekend?
Yeah, that's fun.
Why, as an actor, you basically are your own business. You're a face, you're a body. I mean, all people are faces and bodies, but you're these things. And your face, people look at, I don't know, you look at a certain actor and you think of this role or this spokesperson or this product that they represent. And I'm thinking to myself with Tessa Thompson, the shit she says, why would I want to go support somebody that has that kind of narrow-minded belief? And I don't care what skin color somebody is. If they're good at their job, they're good at their job and they get the work. It's not about, cutting corners or doing things to be whatever. Inclusivity is a double-edged sword, because if you have a qualified black dude and a qualified white dude, and if the black dude has a couple more points on X, Y, and Z, he should be the one that's hired because he's more qualified. It's not about the skin color. Same other way, man, woman, anything. But I feel like when you get into this Tessa Thompson stuff and she wants to act like she's doing so good for society, what is she doing? I could be wrong, but what is she doing during the virus right now? Is she helping people out? Is she sending money? Is she doing shit? No, she might be tweeting. She might be laying around doing nothing. So if you're not really contributing to society with your actions, your words aren't helping either, because all you do is come off as a diva. And I see all these articles and I've seen videos come out about it, and I'm just thinking to myself, if I was Marvel, why would I really want my brand associated with this shit? It's almost like it's damage control. If I was Kevin Feige, I would show up and just be at these premieres for movies that I'm not even involved with. And I would just, be around my Marvel actors so they shut the fuck up, because for some reason they all feel so entitled to preach. You got Mark Ruffalo, you got Chris Evans. I really don't think Robert Downey Jr. does much, because he's been on the other side of life where it's holy shit, I'm down and out. And I think he's, a normal, realistic dude. But a lot of these people just have these crazy worldviews and these crazy ideals. And I can't get behind any of them, because I think it just is detrimental to the end game of everybody being cool with each other.
Well, there's several bits to this. If I can break it down a little bit. I mean, these people are their own business, just like we are. Just like if we were to go out and say something stupid, well, it's our own fault, and that's why all of our fans would leave us. You know what I mean? Huh? We have to watch what we say to a point. Now, does that mean we police our language? Not necessarily. Do we police our own thoughts? Not necessarily. But we know better than to go after Brie hardcore and put ourselves in a position where we could be sued, but you also have the problem is this, and I'm not trying to get too political here, but I look at it how and this has nothing to do with my beliefs, so don't anybody take this out of context, please. But I'm trying to make a point with this. It's kind of like when the Christians won't make a cake for a gay wedding, right? To me, that's no different than when somebody like Gail Simone or Melissa or whatever the hell, Duconic or whatever the hell her name is, comes out and says, well, if you don't like my politics, then don't buy my book. See, that's the thing I have a problem with is these hypocrites are the same people who are like, well, you shouldn't have the right to tell me, no, you can't make me a cake because I'm gay. But if you don't like my politics, then you shouldn't buy my book. Do you see the hypocrisy in what I'm kind of making a point here?
Of course.
And these are the same people that are going after Adam Driver. This is the same mind thinking group that Tessa Thompson and all their friends hang out in. Mm-hmm. And they live in this little bubble where, and I don't agree with most people I hang out with politics, but guess what? I don't get into politics for a reason. And not only that, that's not how I judge a person. I judge a person on how they treat others, how they treat me, and, whether or not they're decent to kids and animals. That's the only thing I really give a shit about. You know what I mean?
Remember the old days when a movie star used to, crash a car and, occasionally get caught drunk driving, and that, and then we go to rehab and make a public service announcement. Hello, I got caught drunk. Don't do drugs. Don't you have to do a commercial just like this one? Can we get back to that? But the whole thing about Tessa Thompson is, what do I always say about Brie Larson? And what do I always say about a lot of people? Who are the worst kinds of stupid people?
Ones who think they're smart.
Exactly. Now, Tessa Thompson and Brie Larson and every other idiot and like that, Gail Simone,
pseudo-intellectual bullshit. Yeah.
Kelly Sue DeConnick and Gail Simone and Chuck Wendig, they all think they're smart. They're put in these positions where all of a sudden, people listen to me now. Oh, and then they try to pop off about shit, and they come off just looking bad. But you know what? Because you know why? Because they don't have the intellectual, they don't have the gray matter to back anything up. They don't have the gray matter to process anything. Because now I think, I get to say whatever the hell I want. You know what? Maybe you shouldn't. Shut your hole there, Tessa Thompson.
Well, I don't want to tell anybody really to shut up. Everybody has the freedom of speech, but they also have the freedom to be stupid.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if you get a bunch of backlash because of it. That's
let me tie it in. Let me tie it into this though. The only reason why you, Tessa Thompson, and Brie Larson, and Gail Simone, and Kelly Sue DeConnick have the right to say what you want, to spout your stupid shit, is because of people like Adam Driver. Okay. So think about that for a minute.
Well, when you put it in the context like that, I don't think they ever can remove themselves from their own egos to think about why they're able to do these things and who are the people that made it happen.
Exactly.
No, and that's one of the reasons why, hippies did a lot of things as far as like
let me tell you something.
Pushing, certain rights and getting things done, but they also treat a lot of veterans like shit, and I'm sure a lot of them felt bad afterwards. Let
me tell you something. I went to go see George Takei recently at a book signing, and I bought his book. I mean, talk about, there's a guy who has the street cred to talk about a lot of stuff, because this guy was actually oppressed. The government came to his house in Los Angeles at the start of the war, locked him and his family up in a relocation center. It was a concentration camp. Let's not make it. It was a concentration camp with other Japanese families for 4 years. They offered his father a choice to go fight in the war, but we have to renounce his Japanese citizenship, and you have to declare that he would have to actually had to sign a form that he being of Japanese descent could not inherently be trusted. And he refused to sign it. He said he answered no to both those questions. They were called no-nos. In the 442nd, the most decorated regiment, the most decorated unit in the Second World War was all Asian Americans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, George Takei gives a brilliant speech at TED Talk about it. They scaled the side of a cliff in Germany for 6 hours, and one by one, many of them fell off the side of the cliff to their death. Not one of them screamed to give away their position. So I don't want to hear shit from you, Tessa Thompson, or anyone mocking someone like Adam Driver or anyone else.
Yeah, but Rob, stunts are hard.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, they're really hard when you're paid millions and millions to sit there and look pretty and not eat.
Oh, is my
You know, not
sarcasm
eating is
button not
hard,
working?
Ooh,
Sorry.
I have to. I have to show up on set. I have to show up on set with a bunch of people who don't look like me. Fuck off. Fuck right the hell off.
Exactly.
Fuck
that.
that's your big,
shut your hole.
that's your big sacrifice. I didn't want to see people who look like me. Well, you want to see a smug asshole? Look in the mirror.
I echo
That
the
or lift up your
sentiment.
cat's tail. That always works too.
Oh, I see too much of that. All the time.
Yeah, so you knew exactly what I was
Bad
talking about.
pancake. Bad pancake.
A cat loves to show you their ass. Trust me.
Dude, I woke up this morning and one of them was sitting on my chest. I was just
They
like,
do. They love that. It's just like, look, here's my ass.
Okay, this will probably be the last time I'm on the High Council after that rant.
yeah. Honestly, that kind of rant though, it's very relevant to the shit because people don't ever think about the history of where we are. You know, when it comes to like actual Star Wars, they don't forget the history of Star Wars because they just copy it and hope that people buy in blindly. But when it comes to the greater pop culture stuff that we talk about, we always talk about how SJW people, we'll just use that phrase because it's very coverall, but they're always trying to be the first. And again, they never look at how far we've come, and they never look at say, I should be so thankful for living in this society that we can do X, Y, and Z. I mean, if we lost World War II, the world would be a much different place.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So like I know I'm not super patriotic. We don't really, go on and on about shit here on the channel, but it's like, we have veterans on. My grandma was a veteran. I feel a certain way about that. And I'm like, look, if you're not going to do it, somebody else is, but they shouldn't be torn down for doing the thing you won't do. So that's really all I have to say about the Adam Driver shit. I just find it completely tasteless that, but I do find it funny too that the villain of the Star Wars movie is probably the most heroic dude on the whole production, because I don't really see Daisy Ridley out there. All she's doing is, why don't they love me anymore? I feel like the love's gone, so I don't really see her too much.
Nobody really loved you, Daisy, except it.
No, I mean, my dad's a veteran of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Rob's dad went through fucking hell to get here.
My father was captured by the Germans twice.
I don't remember if you told that story on High Council or not, but
Did you ever hear that story, Jeff?
I don't remember if you did or not.
My father was 15 years old. He's from Italy. He was not Monte Cassino. He was born in Naples, but he went to his village, and the Germans went to the village, lined up all the men, and the officers felt their arms, see if they had enough muscle tone to work. Okay, you, and the women were crying, no, don't take them in. And the German officer said, if we don't take them, we're going to take you. And they hauled them all off to a work camp, and he would be followed every day by the guards with the machine guns to get water. Then one day it was raining, and the guard just trusted him. Yeah, just come back. All right. And he took off. They found him, captured him. And again, same story. Yeah, just come back. And he took off. And there was a German, he said he was walking, the German armored column was going down the road. And then they walked past, he was afraid they were going to catch him and capture him again. And they went right past him. So, okay, these guys I've got something more important to do. One night it was raining. He was pounding on the door of the church. He said, Father, let me in. If the Germans catch me, they're going to shoot me. The priest said, if the Germans know I let you in, they're going to shoot me. A farmer took him in, said, come on, I got 7 kids. What's one more? Let him sleep in the barn. And then the Americans and General Mark Clark came in and liberated Italy. And he was fishing. Somebody dropped he told the story once. Somebody told the story to me because he didn't talk about it a lot. Somebody told the story to me that there was somebody had dropped a pack of crackers underneath the Jeep. So he went fishing around for it. And one of the soldiers said to him, "Look out! No, he's trying to plant a bomb." And the guy's, "No, the kid's hungry. Yeah, go get him something to eat." And so they took him to the mess hall, and they gave him something to eat, and that was the first time he ever had bacon and eggs. And ever since, and when he met my mother, and when he came here, my mother always had to have Spam for him because that's what they used to eat a lot of. That's what the soldiers always used to cook up, Spam. So that was, like I said, like I said, you think you know adversity? Like I said, my father was captured by the Nazis and put into a work camp. So come on, guys. Yeah. Oh, I got it so
You're
hard.
just a white dude, though. You're just a toxic white dude. What do you know about anything?
Would it
That's
make?
what they think.
Well,
That's
would
how
it,
they are. That's how
would
they
it
treat
make?
people.
Would it make everybody feel better if Adam Driver was fighting other white people or Asians?
Or yeah, if he was like part of like some horrible atrocity from like South Africa or some
They
bullshit like that.
support
Yeah.
Disney Star Wars that actively censors out Asians and people of color on their, I guess would be, well, don't they just lump Asians in with people of color now? They censor those people out of their posters for China. And they love Disney Star Wars so much, they're not boycotting Disney for being, for pandering to a country that, let's face it, doesn't like people who don't look like them. So much so they have a commercial where they throw somebody in a washing machine and he comes out Chinese because now he's clean according to them. So
hologram
cleansing.
sorry, Twitter people who are upset with Adam Driver for wanting to go and defend his country after we were attacked. But that was pretty much a normal thing, and nobody judged anybody for it back then, because you know what? If you lived through that, which they probably weren't even alive enough to even have seen it on TV. I saw it live on TV as it happened. At least the second one, because the second one they were filming. They had the second one hit, and
I got woke up
we
after the
saw it
first
live
one,
on TV, and a lot of people got very patriotic all of a sudden. A lot of people like, oh shit, it's going down. If we had the same mentality now that we do then, we would probably be in a similar situation.
I was listening to I was listening to Howard Stern. He says a plane has just hit the World Trade Center. I thought it was like a small, like a small, like a Cessna or whatever. Yeah.
An accident. Everybody thought it was an accident for about 2 hours till the second plane hit.
Yeah.
And by the way,
or not quite that long, actually. It was like a matter of.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, those people who are upset with it were not alive then, because were too young to remember it. Because if they did it, they don't understand shit about shit.
Over 10,000 Americans died that day.
Oh, 3,000, 3,500.
3,500.
Yeah, still, I mean, enough to.
That's still something. But the other thing too, one of the big things is though the people who, like I said, who go after Adam Driver, no appreciation for history, as you said, Jeff. I mean, but there's this whole thing. I'm like, oh no, we could change history. Oh no, and everything is malleable to them. Oh, you don't like something? Change it. Like there's no appreciation from the past because they think that they can mold it and shape it and just.
That's because they see it as written by white men.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to them, it's not true. So you're just going to make up your fiction now, and that's going to be the case? No, we've spent the last I don't know how many years unraveling history. You know how many the History Channel's built off this shit. The true history of the Titanic, the true history of World War II, the true history of Vienna. Come on. I mean, we all know that the real story wasn't in the news when it was happening. We're not dumb. Vietnam was the first war that ever happened in real time on live television.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that was why there was the first time ever you had this huge, like, wow, this shit is just not what we thought it was. And like you had this whole world opened up to like what it was like to be at war.
Here's a good example though, Tom. What was the big criticism of the series Chernobyl?
There wasn't enough for diversity.
Yeah, you know why? Because there's no black people in Russia.
I remember all these complaints about these shows, and I just roll my eyes because they say, well, all criticism is valid, X, Y, and Z to a point, but it's like if you're making a period piece on 1986 was when 1986 Russia, and you look at the and they're based off real fucking people, and those people are all based on real people. You need actors that look like them. It's like if we're going to adapt some kind of historical event and we change everybody to Cuban or something, like Harriet Tubman wasn't Cuban, people would be up in arms. But it's stupid that we even entertain this kind of stuff.
Idris Elba should play Mikhail Gorbachev. Where do I vote?
I want to pose a question to the chat. Which is worse, this kind of shit or Stolen Valor? I mean, I'm curious. I mean, both of them are disgusting. Put one for this shit, two for Stolen Valor. Which is worse?
I think Stolen Valor is worse because
I don't know, because at least Stolen Valor, they got freaking respect to the point where they know, I mean, it's kind of weird, like in a lesser of two evils. Valor, Stolen. Okay, you guys are saying Stolen Valor. All right, yeah, and a lot of boths, a few ones.
Well, it's so valid because you're taking credit for something you didn't do.
I get that, but I'm trying to like figure out like is the disrespect like because I'm right with Jeff with how disgusting it is. It's like how can you even think you're in the right when you go after somebody like that?
Yeah, and thankfully, though, with the Adam Driver stuff, the other side, we always talk about the pendulum on all these channels. Well, it does eventually swing in the opposite direction because, as you can see here, fans are coming out in droves to defend Adam Driver. Now, I'm not asking you folks in the chat to go out and tweet at Adam Driver or tweet about Adam Driver. You guys make up your own mind. You do what you want to do. But there are people out here that realize what a stupid situation this is and how dumb a lot of this this climate is in general. It's very political. You can also talk about it from a different, less political stance, or you can be on the side of these people and still think they're crazy assholes, or be on the other side and still think they're crazy assholes. It all, to me, context is important. And, Adam Driver is over at party. I don't think will ever trend again. I think, thankfully, we're at the end of it.
It's going to fade away.
Oh, dude, 24-hour news cycle. We're in the middle of a global crisis. Like you said, they're bored. They're looking for shit. There's nothing new to be outraged over. So they're now going through online stuff and saying, oh, this actor farted on set and didn't say excuse me in 1998. It's like, we're going to cancel Tom Hanks or some shit like that. So,
He did fart on Daryl Hannah and Splash,
He did?
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's cut out now on Disney Plus, so we'll never know.
No,
you can see the little flap of hair to like go up.
He's made her butt furry now.
Well, look at now that we have over 1,000 people watching, I think it's time to make the announcement. You guys ready?
Okay.
Now,
I don't even have my drum roll. Damn it!
We don't know what this is either. This is
nobody knows, but
me,
Jeff, are you transitioning?
No, it's way better. Okay, so let me make sure I got the time pulled up so I can give everyone. Now, this Saturday night, folks, don't do anything else. I got something happening on the channel that everyone is going to want to be a part of.
Have you read the news? Have you seen what's going on lately? It's not like we have a whole lot of choice there, Jeff. Come on.
Well, that's why I got something big. So this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pacific, this is not a gag. This is not a hoax. I have a former Lucasfilm employee coming on the channel. Now you're thinking, how do you know that he's former Lucasfilm? I met this guy, I've hung out with him, and he knows he's worked directly under George Lucas. He's worked directly under Dave Filoni, and he's coming on the channel this Saturday. And guess what? You guys can ask your questions. So clear your calendars. Join me for this. It's going to be epic. And like I said, I've worked it already out with him. He's going to come on, talk. And it's going to be a great show. So you guys do not want to miss this. And this isn't, a gag or a joke. It's way too late for April Fools. Plus, we're not pulling that shit this year. But we have a legit former Lucasfilm employee who's had a giant career, worked on tons of shit, and some stuff you all know and love. So if you want to be here to ask questions, to get involved, that is this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pacific.
Is he doing it on the condition of anonymity, or is he?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Like I said, I won't be giving out. It's all about his comfort, but he and I have talked multiple times, and I met him before through a mutual friend who has a lot of other connections out here. So this is just going to be a fun thing. So if you guys have questions, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to ask. He was telling us George Lucas stories and stuff like this. I may have mentioned one other time many months ago that I hung out with somebody that used to work at Lucasfilm, and now they're going to come on the channel. So
it's Frank Marshall, isn't it?
I can't give a name.
Frank, is it you?
Shit, if it was Frank Marshall, I'd be like, I got Frank Marshall, the husband of Kathleen Kennedy, coming on. He's got hair that's 30 long.
Confirm nor deny, or fuck it, yeah, it's me. I hate that bitch.
This is going to be a lot of fun, and I just thought a lot of people would like to get involved with this. So,
that's
folks,
really fucking cool.
He, our mutual friend really helped facilitate a lot of this. So I can't, again, our mutual friend has to remain anonymous, but, we'll have.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about because we have so many. It's probably Rob.
Oh, no, this isn't a mutual friend of us. This is the mutual friend I have between the Lucasfilm contact.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He is a fan.
I thought you meant you and I for a second. Like, yeah, we know a lot of the same people. It's Doomcock.
I know nobody.
You know what? That's so cool. I think I'm going to make you one of these. I shared something down here real quick. This is the one we have for Raj, but I'll make you one.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll make you one for World Class. It's for Saturday.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But yeah,
just send me a logo.
Yeah, you just tell me what file format you wanted in.
PNG, whatever, don't matter.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the big announcement, folks. Do me a favor, though. Spread the word and join us, because if this is a big hit, I'll start pulling out other connections and trying to work out stuff for you guys. So, yeah, there we go. Let's have fun this Saturday night. Now, I'm going to read a couple super chats, and then we're going to shift gears into, we're going to keep the Star Wars train rolling. It's funny. We're in the middle of this crisis, but the Star Wars news is actually out way more, maybe because everything else is dependent upon, like, coming out soon. But with Star Wars, it's just there's tons of news left and right. I mean, we've been talking about toys, we've been talking about directors, unreleased this and that. It's been a lot of fun. So, we have that.
Well, we did get the news that Jon Favreau is working on season 3 already of Mandalorian.
That was my next topic, actually. Talk about that.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead and talk about that for a second. I gotta step away for a brief.
No problem. Yeah, I think they're looking at June or July right now for season 2. Am I wrong? I don't know if anybody else here saw the article, if you did Mecca or not, but let me bring it up here.
No, but I got a Baby Yoda towel today. It's a beach towel. I figure I can use it as a regular towel.
I know. The Funko Pops come out tomorrow, so you might get yours in the mail tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
You'll probably get like a dozen of them. I got you one, and probably half a dozen other people did.
Oh, I don't know if I'm even getting anything in the mail, because I mean, who knows? Because considering where they're coming from, so
Amazon.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was hearing that the manufacturing.
I think those are on because I've seen people already do reviews of them.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're coming, and I think my thing already got shipped. It said so. The October premiere date is what they're looking at for season 2 of Mandalorian. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, looks like Favreau is already writing on season 3. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Of course, we have nothing of season 2 yet. We haven't even got a trailer, but it's a little early yet. Speaking of trailers, I know, not to go off topic here, I know Mecca and I, we were like worried because we haven't got a Bill and Ted trailer yet.
I have a feeling it might be pushed back.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's why they're waiting now, because we probably would have got one with one of these bigger blockbusters that had just come out here this April, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I saw. Did you guys see the fake Mandalorian trailer on IGN?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of mad, but I'm not a big fan of Mandalorian anyway. So
it was kind of
Baby Yoda show.
Bad prank.
Yeah, so folks, for those who don't know, IGN pulled out this fake Mandalorian season 2 trailer that turned into a 420 joke, and I was like, I watched the whole thing. I'm like, is this new footage? And then I saw Baby Yoda. I'm like, wait, this is a really bad redesign. And then I was like, oh, it's fake. So it was stupid. That's all I can say. It was dumb.
Hey, somebody say 420, man. Hey, you're gonna break it out today? Come on, man. Don't hold back on me, man. Okay.
420 was yesterday, man, but to be fair, I don't even know what day it is anymore.
oh yeah, man, yeah.
Hey, 420 is every day if you live in Colorado.
Every day, yeah, man. Hey, Jeff, you live in California, man. You got the good stuff, don't you?
It's right across the street.
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna get high. Oh, I'm just a love machine.
I didn't realize how angry fans were over this IGN trailer. Oh, well, they're about split now.
Super downvoted too, right?
I'm sorry, what?
It's super downvoted too, right?
It was, yeah.
It's caught up. It's almost a 50-50 split.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not going to show it due to copyright reasons.
Now that more people have that know that what it is, that I think that's probably why. But yeah, it was clever. I got to give them that. It tricked a lot of people. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have got so many downvotes. I just wish it was funnier.
Well, I wish it was funnier too. And I'm reading how they've changed the title card. It says parody, parody, parody. Like they've gone back to make sure that here's the description. Update. As of IG-11 said in season 1 of The Mandalorian, species age differently. We decided to run with that idea and imagine what season 2 might have in store for Mando once the child grows into less of a child and more into an obnoxious, filthy teenager. It's like April Fool's, but released on 420 for reasons that will become apparent. Hope you enjoy our take on the one direction the series could go in. And if you did, no, fuck off, IGN. People really don't like this. Well, there we go, folks. So it's about split at this point. I haven't voted on it. I won't vote on it. But yeah, I thought it was dumb. I thought it was beyond stupid. So to get caught up, our friend Go Big Boar Go Home. What's up, man? He says 3 Karens and a manager. Do you think Leonard Nimoy would come back from the grave to direct that film?
Yes.
I do too.
As long as Tom Selleck would do it. But Steve Guttenberg, he'd probably haggle on price.
No, we need just a cardboard cutout of Steve Guttenberg to kind of hide out in the background.
I like that movie, but some people just love it. I
like it.
They like it enough.
The second one they didn't need to make. That was
kind of a little lady.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that one, and I just remember it not being very good.
Now, last night on the Fandom Menace Tonight stream, after we went off the air, Chuck E. Cheese sent in a super chat sticker that just was a thumbs up pair. So if Chuck E. Cheese, you're listening right now, I just want to give you a shout out and tell you thank you. We didn't forget about you, but it did show up after we went off air, but I kept the window open just so I could make sure we read it. Matt G sends in a super chat sticker of a piece of pie, a piece of cake, which looks delicious because it's cake, and I may have not eaten a whole cake not too long ago. But anyway, Bikini90 says, submit to the high Karens. Can you imagine a stoned Karen?
Oh, God. A bunch of soccer moms high.
Oh, God. It'd be worse than when they all get drunk off rosé, like the one glass of rosé they have at the pep rally dinner, some shit like that.
Oh, that's what I said. Okay. A little slightly off topic, but it's Karen topic, so it's on topic enough. Somebody posted a thing about mothers in California are all pissed off about the weed culture. I typed in, shut up, Karen, go drink your... I said, shut up, Karen, go drink your wine. I don't know. Go drink your wine and shut up, Karen, is what I said, I think. Something like that.
See, they wouldn't be so pissed off about the weed culture if they actually partook.
Right?
And they'd be like,
this weed is victimizing me.
I'm trying to pull up that image about Karens because...
let me find it. Yeah,
you got it?
On that.
I talked about it last night briefly on Fandom Menace Tonight and had some fun with it. I've decided to take the approach of if it's stupid, let's just make fun of it and see where it goes. And I think being upset over, somebody saying Karen is stupid. Oh, good. Chuck E. Cheese in the chat, dude. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Mr. Insanity, I definitely will address that in a minute. I got to read the super chats in order, but I'm going to give you a brief response of yes. I mean, mainly Star Wars, but I'll talk to him and make more public announcements about exactly. But like this, bring your Star Wars questions. It's going to be fun. I talked to this dude for hours at a birthday party about Star Wars, and he had tons of stories. So he's fucking cool.
But yeah, my Karen is like the new soccer mom, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it over DM there.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they're appropriating something. They feel so victimized that they have to appropriate, struggles that they really, really shouldn't be. So.
Yeah, it's all fucking first world problems bullshit, let's face it.
They feel they feel it's as bad as being called the N-word.
Which clearly is the exact same thing. I mean,
clearly, because it's you can totally equate a word like Karen to a word that signifies how many hundreds of years of slavery and repression and yeah, bullshit.
I mean, one's an actual birth name. So, do you think we're gonna see in the next 30 years what's the opposite of influx? An outflux of Karen? Like Karen's gonna be a name that slowly,
comes back.
What?
What?
I'm sick and tired of being called cis male because it sounds like sissy. So quit fucking calling me that. But you think they will? No.
You just respond back with Karen.
Okay, Karen, shut the fuck up, Karen.
You don't.
I'll drink your box of wine.
Remember
we just started calling all these white ladies N-words then.
They would freak out. They're like, excuse me? Excuse me? That's all they would do is they'd freak out.
I know. No, not like saying the word. Just say.
Well,
Shut up.
shit. Yoko had John Lennon convinced that women were the N-word of the world, remember? So that's a song. I'm not kidding, right, Rob? Back me up here, brother.
Oh, yeah. Woman is the of the world. Yes, it is. Think about it.
I think Lennon was a little off that day.
But like in general, we weren't exactly, property so much so. I mean, it's
There's a difference. A lot of women are like, I'm going to bag me a fucking doctor. You didn't see a bunch of black people going out there. I'm going to bag me a slave owner. I mean, there's a big difference here, guys. No, you cannot equate it.
Even in the days when you were, like dowried off.
That's what I was. Well, that's yeah. I mean,
you guys remember Mind of Mencia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Carlos Mencia said something. He's actually said it in his stand-up. He said, if you don't like a stereotype, then don't be that stereotype.
Exactly. That's what I keep saying about all these people that want to help the essential employees that are working. I said, don't be that customer. Now it's just don't be a Karen. When you go back to work in the public world, don't be a Karen. It's really basic. I feel like I need to make a "Don't Be a Karen" t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this picture look like somebody took Dolly Parton and that chick who used to be on CNN all the time with the missing kids? What's her name?
Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace, yeah.
Well, Nancy Grace is the ultimate Karen.
Yeah, Nancy Grace. Or
I know, but it's like they like morph the two together. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dolly Parton is not a fucking Karen.
No.
Nancy Grace or Gretchen Carlson from Fox News.
Nancy Grace, yes.
Whatever it is. There was that freaking book, The Stepford Wives, where there was a town in Stepford, Connecticut, where all the women were blonde haired like her. They all looked like her, and they were just all brain dead, and they were just vapid, hollow husks. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what a Karen is.
Oh no, they're worse than that, Rob, because they're keyboard activists now too. It used to be soccer moms. All they gave a shit about was parking spots, and sales on shoes.
These are the bitches that I always get into it with, like, oh my god, look at how you're dressed, or oh my god, look at this, or look at that. Well, don't fucking look at me then, you bitch. If you don't like how I'm dressed.
Yeah, Sean Spence, they were robot replacements. Yeah.
Yes, Karens are the ones who always used to be worried about what was in or out, whether it was polka dots or rainbows or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what Karens used to really worry about.
They have to have the latest minivan or SUV.
The most they get real activists would be like, what was it? The Moms Against Drunk Drivers or whatever. Which
yelling about at soccer games, those people.
Well, Mothers Against Drunk Driving is kind of a good cause, though.
That's what I'm saying. That was about the size of it, and that's fine. Before that, all they used to do was drink their boxes of wine, drive around in their minivans, and bitch at people.
Mm-hmm. Now tonight, folks, we're going to be talking more about Karens on Jesse's channel on Mindless Entertainment. She's decided her whole stream is dedicated to Karens. So I
gotta hear that.
The Karate Karens.
It's called Let's. That's
another good one.
I want like a scene from Guardians of the Galaxy to be redubbed. Instead of "We Are Groot," it's "We Are Karen," and it's just like a bunch of white ladies that are descending upon like a restaurant to complain. Something like
We are Karen. Just everything. We are Karen.
You are not paying attention to my privilege.
Bring your Karen stories over to Jesse's stream tonight. We'll talk about your worst Karen nightmares. If you yourself have been a Karen at one point and you've repented, let us know on air. We'll exercise your Karen demons.
I want to say that Karen's probably coined the term point of personal privilege.
Point of personal privilege. I don't give a shit.
Oh man.
They're just a bunch of self-hating winos.
James and Cobra Karen.
Cobra Karen. There's a series. Now I'm talking. Karen, karate here. Karate here. Karate never here. Now drive minivan.
Dr. Karen, yeah. That's a Dr.
Power of Karen compels you. I've been in a horror movie mode lately, so there we go. That's a good one for me. Captain Robert April.
I want to make a horror movie, actually, like a horror comedy movie or a black comedy.
You're the last fucking person who should make a horror movie.
Well, it's a black comedy.
Then again, maybe
there
you
was
should because you don't like horror movies. That's true.
Yeah. Well, it's like a black comedy. It would be called Die Hipster Die.
They're not
We're-
people, they're hipsters.
No, see, that's our comic book right there. That's the
Yeah.
one. Because you have it all bloody and gory.
Yeah, there'd be like a Prius driving off a cliff, and the guy would cut the brakes. Die, hipster, die!
Yeah. You know what? I love this. This would be the first chapter in Book of Karen novels. Let me speak to your manager.
You know what? I'm fucking doing it. Karen's going to become a card in that trading card set.
Fuck yes.
I have to make Karen a card.
And just make it what's her face. Yeah, that we were just talking about. Nancy Grace.
Somebody else had a good one. Brokeback Karen.
Where's my notebook? Let me just write it on my phone. Okay, there we go. Karen card.
Speaking of, don't we have something to show off here a little bit?
We do. Would you do me a favor and just resend me the images so I can share them? Or
Yeah. I'll send them. I got to get them scanned, but these are just off my phone.
This is just a rough,
yeah.
dude. I mean, no one's gonna expect that. We're trying to do other stuff as well as deal with personal shit, but we're putting this together slowly. But it'll happen and it'll be done.
If anything, I'll just bring them up and share them when you
All
just let me know when you need them.
Let me read up on some of our super chats from our listeners. We have our friend, we read McKinney 90s. Space Monkey 0899 says, in Saints Row 4, you can murder furries in a Japanese show. Well, Space Monkey 0899, I don't have Saints Row 4, but I heard it's getting re-released and remastered for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, etc. And the fact that the new consoles are backwards compatible with this current generation means I'm more likely to play that one because I've never played it in the first place. When I do get an Xbox, I think the first game I might buy outside of like Halo for a launch title is Red Dead Redemption. Watch it be upscaled and then play through it fully because I maybe put in like 6 hours. So, but I will give Saints Row another shot. I had nothing but fun with the first three. So, I remember in number 3 the space levels where you're on that shitty movie set and you get the buggy. They were fun. McKinney 90, thank you very much. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? We see cancel Adam Driver hashtags on Twitter, but it's mostly people defending him against the K-pop stans and that article. What does it mean when you put the word stan behind something? Because I never understood that. You guys still here?
Yeah, isn't it Stalker fan?
Oh, okay.
Like that's.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was kind of looking up. Overzealous or obsessive fan, yeah.
Stalker. That's somebody's explained to me as Stalker meets fan because it's from like a Eminem song or something.
Yes.
Oh, duh. That's the song. Okay. I love that song.
This is me.
Now I just want to go watch that movie with John Travolta in it.
Which one?
The one where he's the fanatic.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No. But I
It's
know it.
it's fucking gorgeous.
Like, oh my god, like this.
Like, oh my god. It is such a fucking train wreck. It is a beautiful train wreck.
Well,
You
most
probably
John
love that
Travolta
movie,
films
Mecca.
are.
Well, it's directed by Fred Durst,
Oh my god.
the fanatic.
Didn't that movie make like $42,000 or some shit like that?
Yeah, it did horribly. The fanatic. Yeah, like Brad says, it's a good bad movie. Like it is so bad good.
There's been a couple like movies like that. Well, Misery is the most famous one, you know. But
It's a train wreck and a half.
there's the one The Fan with Lauren Bacall. There's one. I mean, there's a couple of them. Those obsessive fan movies. There was one with freaking. We're gonna ruin my street cred. Freaking the girl from Roswell, Shiri Appleby, called Swim Fan.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Erica? What's her face? Christensen?
I don't know. Oh god, it's been a long time.
Oh, speaking of Christensen, I do have something I want to share tonight related to Star Wars. So normally when I go through my Facebook history, I don't really see a lot of things that people care about. But I found that I had shared a couple years ago an article from the year 2000 about a casting call. But I found that
Freddy Krueger would come and kill you. That's like a line from the fucking movie right there.
What's
What is
going
this?
on in this
What
photo?
is this
You should see
stream now? I
the
have to
trailer.
see
It's
it.
fucking amazing.
Uh,
It's kind of like it's not quite as good as Tiger King, but it's that kind of
Where can I? Okay, so it's only available to rent. It's not streaming anywhere. Maybe
I bought the son of a bitch on digital. Damn it!
I'll pay $3. Maybe.
What is this?
The Fanatic.
Oh, the Fanatic. Oh, the one we were just talking about. Okay.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's not meant to be, but it is that bad. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a terrible rug that John Travolta.
Yes, he's playing like an autistic fan who's like obsessed with this actor, and this actor like blows him off, so he gets super pissed off at him, and it just keeps snowballing. I'm not going to tell you any more than that.
I need to see this now.
That's not the guy he's pissed off at either in that picture, by the way, but that's just a guy who pisses him off.
Well, I dropped a link in the group chat.
It is a beautiful motion picture. It is probably one of the best pictures of last year. I got it for dirt cheap too when I bought it. That sucks that it's only for rent now. I think I've seen it on Blu-ray for pretty cheap too.
Well, right. This movie is so bad. It's like somebody says with a Freddy Krueger.
I'm gonna like choke you and stuff, you know.
I wish Freddy Krueger would like come and kill you, but not like in your dreams, like in real life. That's like what he said in the fucking movie.
I need to see this movie.
Oh my god!
I have to see this. This could be as bad.
You're such a bad person. Such a meanie.
I started bro.
I'm not a stalker.
He's enjoying the piss out of that one because that's so ridiculous too.
Oh my god!
What does that do with this?
I'm just laughing at Dense Menson.
867. I did too. I just see that.
It's so basic.
Don't call that number.
6 turning 4 burning. Thank you very much. He says 7 Karens for 7 brothers. Dude, could you imagine marrying into a family of all Karens?
Oh God.
Knights Midnight. Oh, thank you very much for your generous super chat. He says, y'all are the shining hope for our fandoms, and I thank all of WCBS for always keeping it 100% in real 24/7. Much love to y'all. Stay healthy and safe. Well, Knights Midnights, thank you very much. That was very nice. And yeah, I do try to keep it real 24/7. I do. But I appreciate the stay safe stuff, because right now, my sanity, the fact that it's like I can't go out and we have no end for this, I'm just kind of getting a little stir crazy. So thank you, Knights Midnights. How you guys feeling? Are you okay with it? Or are you just kind of like, meh, ready for it to be over?
I'm ready for it to be over.
I'm ready to kill Rob like Freddy Krueger, but not in a dream, like in the real world. I'm kidding. No, it's just been nuts.
We're all a little nuts sometimes.
I've been running my criminal empire on Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah, we've been beating people with dildo bats in Saints Row. So
that's always fun.
When I get our Twitch channel and stuff set up and some new consoles, we'll all have to do like a Fandom Menace game stream.
Oh yeah,
it'll be a lot of fun.
I like that Project Redfoot. If we wouldn't probably get a copyright strike, I would totally put that on our little video thing. The Muppets thing when they go, we got cabin fever. We got cabin fever.
I remember that. Was it Muppets Treasure Island, right?
Treasure Island, yeah.
Christopher Richshot, thank you very much. He says, here's the thing. You don't have to like war or the reasons for it, but you should respect the individual who is willing to lay down their life for your freedom. And hey, all. Agreed.
Hey, all and hail.
I agree with that sentiment 100%. I really don't have anything to add besides I agree, Christopher. Do you guys?
Oh, yeah. Midnight's Edge after Karen. I like that.
Can you ever come after a Karen? Well, don't answer that. That came off really dirty.
Karen always goes first, or you don't.
Yeah.
They don't. That's the thing.
If you don't make Karen happy, you ain't finished.
Hey, your tongue will fall off before that Karen is happy.
Like Jeff Fox, if Karen ain't happy, you ain't happy.
I always think of that stupid line from Austin Powers, which is probably my favorite line, when the woman goes, in Japan, women come first, and then Austin Powers goes, yeah, sometimes not at all. And that just makes me laugh every time as an adult, because as a kid, I didn't get the joke. But now I'm just like, oh, shit.
I was at the perfect age for that movie, so I feel bad for you there.
I think I was 8, so I don't think
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jeff, for making me feel old. I was 27.
Well, look we all found each other now, so
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Karen.
I'm gonna ask some of our Fandom Menace photoshoppers to make us a poster of some of these movie titles.
The Karen is why you are here tonight.
Starship Karens.
Yes. It's funny too when you just straight up Google Karen, you get you get some real Karens, but you get Kate Gosselin. Know your meme. She is. This is what I think of when I think of Karen.
She's absolutely a Karen.
She's proto Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here she is. Karen, speak to the manager. Anti-vaxxer mom turned meme. Moving forward, we also have our friend Just Nova who says, I bet Adam is laughing at the most insulting memes. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Not to go off rails here, but you know how what's her face, the one we hate from Hulk. What's her name? Damn it, Schwartz.
Dana Schwartz.
Yeah.
You know how she wrote that book about white men?
Mhm.
We should write the guide to Karens.
You want to?
I don't hate
Yes.
Dana Schwartz. I want to spank Dana Schwartz when
Oh,
she's
yeah.
wearing that little boudoir outfit.
Ooh.
No, I don't like her anymore.
Oh, my.
I wouldn't be opposed to making like a pamphlet about Karens.
Well, like I said, chapter 1, how to. I would like to speak to customer service.
Well,
It's a whole chapter on Karens.
The anatomy.
Customer service.
The anatomy of a Karen, rather.
Chapter 2, my kid is better than yours.
I'm down. Let's make this happen.
Chapter 3, why minivans rule. Chapter 4, wine comes in boxes now so nobody knows that you're drinking wine. Just don't let your kids get them.
Get like the jumbo size disc. The best way to disguise wine is to go to Costco and get the jumbo size Cheerios and then cut a hole in it,
No. Have you seen now, Rob? They actually come in
know.
like juice boxes.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
And don't tell me those are not aimed towards the soccer mom / Karens.
I want a juice box of wine.
Okay, here's
Where
the
are you?
okay, kids. You got Capri Sun and something for me.
She's like, I could slam those fuckers like there's no tomorrow.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
They drink themselves.
Now, briefly to talk about Just Nova's message. Did you guys see it was either what was the show that Ricky Gervais hosted? Was it Golden Globes?
He usually that or the Tonys.
Adam Driver was in the crowd and he made an Epstein isn't dead joke or didn't kill himself joke, and Adam Driver is laughing his ass off. So I'm with you, Just Nova. I do think that he's probably laughing this shit off, but I just think it is bad reflection upon Star Wars fans and all this other shit that they like to lump us into these terrible toxic people. Let's show them a mirror, make it feel stupid. And I love living next to a racetrack. That's why. That's why
We're competing for racetracks.
You live next to American Graffiti.
Never underestimate someone's desire to put $5,000 worth of parts into a $400 Honda.
That was like my life goal in the year 2001, and I couldn't drive until the year 2007 is when I got a car. But my point is, I used to want to be that guy. I never was, so I dodged a bullet, thankfully. Bomb Shoes, thank you very much for generous super chat. He says, I heard Disney was planning on redoing Star Wars 1 through 6, The Phantom Karen, Attack of the Karen, Revenge of the Karen, A New Karen, The Empire Attacks Karen, and Return of the Karen.
Do it, Karen.
Sign me up. I feel like the Emperor should have the swoop haircut, though.
I was gonna say Karen. Yeah, the Emperor would be Karen, wouldn't he?
I'm Karen Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. I need to see your manager. Oh no, the opening should be like, how Leia's like Darth Vader, only you could be so bold. She's just like, Darth Vader, I need to speak to your manager. And like, no.
Can I speak to your manager?
Go into the cantina. Oh, can I please speak to damn it, fucking stepped all over the joke. Go into the cantina. Can I speak to the manager, please? Yeah.
We don't serve your kind. What? Karen,
My drink is warm and some alien sneezed on me.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. Franzia, they just
Their
sell
bathrooms are not
3 glass
regulation.
boxes. Holds 3 glasses of wine each. Little Franz juice boxes.
God.
Now you know what you're getting in your next venture to the store.
So don't drink a juice box at Michael Chabon's house.
Oh my
Hello,
God.
all humans.
I'm Michael Chabon.
Jeff, have you seen that yet?
We did. We watched it last week on the High Council. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, Karen the Hedgehog from Yodasma.
This week we're gonna read the Anarchist Cookbook.
Making an IUD is simpler than you thought. IED.
I was gonna say the only probably older folks would get that joke.
Yeah.
I say making an IUD. That'd be.
I think they just have a website now. The Anarchist Cookbook used to be like, like you had Playboys and Hustlers, but like if one of your buddies is like, "Hey, I've got the Anarchist Cookbook," like your fucking summer was made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I heard about the book, but I've never seen one.
It's like got all kinds of crazy shit in it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
No. Yeah. I think I knew a couple guys who had it. Yeah.
I've seen one.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's a book that'll probably never come back into print. So
I think it's all online now. That's what I was saying. Yeah, a lot of it's just how to make like home. I'm not going to say a lot of what it is.
I know exactly what it is.
I don't want to give anybody the wrong ideas if they're,
Oh, especially with YouTube and their
exactly.
I get exactly what you're doing. So thank you. Logan Michael, Anti Funko Pop, says picked up the neck of Big Chap. It's awesome. Pop gay. Are you guys aware what the Big Chap is?
Let me look it up.
That is the alien from part 1, Xenomorph.
Oh, okay.
It's just.
I got him.
The Anarchist Cookbook is banned in Australia.
It's banned just a lot of almost all.
The Anarchist
contraband, I think.
The Anarchist Cookbook is banned in Australia. In the UK, possessing the book, though not illegal itself, has been used as evidence in terrorism cases.
Well, that's where I didn't want to go. See, now you had to go there, Rob. Ugh.
I'm not getting a copy for me or anyone, but
no, it's.
Yeah. I'm on the Wikipedia page for it right now. You can buy it on Amazon.
We did it. We just found the fun stuff, just the cool stuff,
It's not available on Amazon. I take that back. Currently,
just stuff that kids can do goofing around in the neighborhood in the summer kind of shit. That's
Yeah. Well, actually, elephant toothpaste is kind of fun. If you're gonna play with chemicals, do that, kids, instead.
So I think that guy that's the author also wrote like other books. Is this an art book by him? Either way, I don't know.
Possibly.
Okay, let's get on to another topic.
Jay Raptor.
I didn't want to get down that rabbit hole. Yeah, sorry.
Empire of Karen Strokes Back. Revenge of the 4-year-old. I like that one a lot.
You only get strokes on your birthday from Karen.
Yeah. Oof. Karen's only put out when the moon is full. Blah blah blah. We should have like that rhyme or that poem for the Wolfman.
Chapter 4. Nothing is ever your fault. Blame it on your period.
I think it should be chapter 7. Nothing is ever good enough.
Nothing is ever good
enough for yourself. No, it's the patriarchy's fault.
Your husband. There should be a title called "Your Husband, Your Enemy" or some shit like that. I don't know what to talk about in the chapter. I should write this on a weekend. Like, just get really.
We
drunk.
can. That's what I'm saying. It writes itself, man. We could. You can sit there and write this thing for weeks.
That should be like a month challenge. It's like, hey, let's write the Book of Karen.
Right before somebody else does.
Yeah. J Raptor also added Revenge of the 40-Year-Old White Dudes Part Deuce. By the way, Jeff, when are you and the council getting together with Jeremy and Anna again? Well, J Raptor, we don't. The thing is with that is we have to find a time when it works for everybody. There's never been like a falling out or any reason why we don't stream or work together. It's just timing. Channels grow, priorities change. Sometimes you have something that works and grows your channel, and you have to do that. And it might not be the most fun thing, but it's an important thing. So that's probably just the real reason why. I hear from Anna every once in a while. I haven't heard from Jeremy in a minute, but I'm going to see about,
So you never know who might show up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We just need to, when we get to episode 100 of the High Council, which is coming up, do like a mega show. Try to get everyone who's ever been on the show as a guest back, except one guy. That's all I'll say.
It's me, isn't it?
No, you're good.
Yeah, we all voted, Rob. It is you.
Yeah. But the boulder holder can come back. Our friend Beth DeGue, thank you very much, Beth. She sends a fox who is farting hearts. That's a sticker. So I like that. I approve of farting hearts. Jesse, Farting Hearts is cool.
Damn it, Fox finding Farting Hearts. Now you've attracted Chelsea Steiner. Come on.
Ugh.
6 Turning 4 Burning says, from the files of the police squad, the naked Karen. Do you want to see Karen naked? I don't think you do. I don't think you do at all. Ooh.
Her husband doesn't even want to see her naked.
No.
Yeah, there's a reason why she's so bitchy.
Let's see.
Kathleen Kennedy is the ultimate Karen.
That's right.
Ooh, hold on. Let me pull her up. We'll see if that's true.
You don't have to, Rob.
She's
Karen.
not blonde, though. She's not
She's
blonde.
blonde enough.
Did somebody say my name? Frank, are you here, Frank?
Thank you.
What? I can't find him anywhere.
No.
Is that the face of a Karen? I don't know, but that is not a flattering photo of her right there.
There's worse.
Oh, I know.
Isn't your middle name Karen?
Kathleen Karen Kennedy? I think so. That's
KK.
her.
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding.
Daisy Ridley just looks really lost right here. She's like, what is happening?
That's just
Daisy
her
Ridley is
natural
kind of lost,
expression.
though, isn't she? She's a bit of
Never
a.
mind. Wait, hang on.
There we go. There's the face of Kathleen Karen. I don't even know how to portmanteau that. Anyway, moving on. George Forrest Jr., thank you very much. He says, the Big Bang Karen.
She's keeping it a secret.
I wouldn't watch a show about... Well, does the Big Bang Theory have a Karen character? Penny's not a Karen.
Not when I was watching it, but I fell out like
What's her name? Kind of turned into one. Bernadette, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
kind of, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't watch the last few seasons.
Candace Marie, thank you very much. She says, Animal Crossing hashtag brought me here. Well done. I've been getting a lot of questions from fans about Animal Crossing. Are you guys following this at all?
Not
Not
really.
really. No.
So, people are upset. Apparently, they're infusing ideology into the game over good storytelling or over traditional Animal Crossing elements. And I know a lot of people are upset that I think there's missing features. I don't know. Animal Crossing has never been much of a franchise that appeals to me. It's to me, it's the epitome of why I don't only buy Nintendo consoles. I do own them, but I can never have a sole. Like if I had to pick one console for a generation, it couldn't be a Nintendo because the shit that they put out, like Animal Crossing, doesn't appeal to me.
Mhm.
A lot of this stuff doesn't appeal to me. It's not even that it's cutesy. It's a bunch of mundane topics. I'd rather play a mindless shooter than a Animal Crossing. That's just me, though.
Well, Animal Crossing seems like it seems like an app game that's just more complex than an app game because it really feels just like you just build stuff and decorate and farm and go look for fruit. I haven't played it because it looks like I would probably really, really hate it, but but just because like my tasting game is something completely different because I don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and farm out items and stuff. I don't know, but from what I was hearing, they were trying to put some sort of gender identity on sort of characters that really are not like random animal things. And
I saw that when it first popped up, and I thought to myself, well, I know, the quartering will cover this one because gaming usually on this channel, unless we talk about it in a stream, doing dedicated game videos, never really. I don't know if it's the algorithm or what. But I just know people are just going on about this, especially on my own personal social media pages. I think one of our Fandom Menace creators put out a video today about Animal Crossing. I got to see who it was. But I knew I just saw it pop up. I think maybe Jeremy covered it. So he's just got his finger on the pulse of that kind of stuff. What's the issue with that other YouTuber that like people are all upset over?
Susie Lou?
Yeah. Is she the one that was...
but yeah, I think some of her fans are doing some things on her behalf, and going
It's
after other
Susie
creators.
Lou.
Something happened between her and Farrah Dark, who is
It's Susie Lou,
like
Mundane Boogaloo 2.
Yeah,
If you get my drift.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah, reporting. I get it. Now, the thing I will say, though, is my life is a lot happier as a YouTuber that I don't know a lot of these people and the drama. Because it's like,
Right, and it gets even more complicated than that, I guess. Too. I guess the rumor is she may have somebody on the inside, is how she's getting away with so much crap. I guess, but that's all I can say. I don't know much.
I think a lot of it. It's not that she's getting away with it. It's
Well, what it was, Mecca, is I guess her channel got struck down last year because her whole thing is all she does is react to anime videos.
Yeah,
and she plays the whole video through. The only thing she does to get her around the
she makes it a little transparent.
Yeah, so like she's basically, and then she'll turn around and she's been accused of, and actually I think busted for striking other people for using her footage.
She's like, oh no, it's not me striking them, it's you.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yes, but you're filing the complaint.
But people have been doing enough research, and she has said enough things that they think that she knows somebody or has somebody on the inside at YouTube. Like she's friends with somebody basically, because like her channel got shut down like on Christmas, and then like the day after somebody went in and got it to put back up for her. So that was like the thing that was the big red flag, I guess. But not to go deep down that rabbit hole. I watch a few of the other friendly YouTubers who do videos on this stuff. That's the only reason I know any of this crap.
Yeah, I watched a few of the Quarterings videos on her, but I don't deal with a lot of the YouTube drama because like I don't have time to watch the channels I want to watch. So I don't really, let alone pay attention to what some channel I've never heard of making content I don't care about is doing. So
let's see. So up next, we're going to cover the Star Wars toys and toy news. But I just wanted to read one more from MB. He says, to be fair and in context, Tessa said she doesn't want to see only white people work for only men. Not the same sentiment as Brie, in my humble opinion. How do you guys feel about MB's stance on it, due to the context?
It's still the same sentiment because you hear that from enough of these celebrities like Brie Larson. I don't need some 40-year-old white dude and all this stuff. And it becomes this meme. And I hear it out in public. Like I heard it at a Ghost concert from some little girl who had the bright SJW hair and glasses and was going on and on about old white dudes. And oh, it's just no white dude. And it becomes disrespectful and it dehumanizes people after a while. And if they can do that, but complain about the whole Karen meme, then it's a real double standard here, and it devalues and it turns that into, from just this, oh, we're just dismissing your opinion, to look at this crap we've got now with boomer remover. It just it snowballs into just devaluing the human life if you think, oh, you're just an old white dude anyway, so what does it matter? And a lot of NPCs hear that and they repeat that back, and it spreads the hatred of an entire culture of people. So
it's just more hypocrisy. It's those who are out there slinging words like istophobes, but yet they're doing the exact that. They're being racist by, excluding, or however you want to put it, one specific race or sex. So.
So I see people in the chat reading about or talking about what's on screen. So I saw this article come out. Actually, Tom, it was because of you. Thank you, by the way. I actually production on a video instantly. So I've written like a 4-page script. I'm going to get that piece together and make the video probably for Thursday, because I found for some reason Thursday videos do really well. But Diamond Toys say no demand for Disney Star Wars characters. Now, if you're on this channel, you definitely know about the Star Wars toy videos I've put out. I used to go to all my local discount chains or toy stores, depending on, if Toys R Us was still alive and well. And I would go out and I would film these huge displays of Star Wars toys. And people would think, all that means is that this store is healthy and everybody wants Star Wars. There's a demand. But the people that said that failed to realize that the shit had been on the shelves for a year, 2 years, sometimes 4 years. At the end of, a lot of these discount stores, they'll still have stuff from 4 years ago that wasn't recently in the retail chain. I don't know how this shit pops up sometimes. But long story short, we've all seen the decline of Star Wars. And now this little piece of news is actually bigger than I'm letting on, because one of the normally in the chill media, you have these people ask these softball questions to get access to information. They get to talk to Hasbro and Lucasfilm and all this stuff if they say the right things. And the reason I wanted to pull this out is because someone who works at Gentle Giant or Diamond Selects distributor, whatever, they basically called out the Star Wars sequel films on their bullshit. They're not just playing around anymore. So before we get into this, Tom, you have read this, correct?
I read the one version, but I guess there's a whole interview out there that's what Anna was breaking down before I hopped on here. I don't know which version this is.
I don't even know what that one is. Folks in the chat, if you could tweet me or send me the full article, I'd love that because
I'll see if I can find it. Yeah. Which one did you have here? The one I sent you is
the one you sent me.
Yeah, this is the only one I've seen on it.
Okay, so you have seen this. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because you do pick up some of this stuff from time to time. What did you think?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And you, as somebody who does collect Star Wars stuff, I like the cuter things. I don't want to see all these boring ass characters, and it's nice that somebody finally acknowledged that we can't sell these. And this is something they learned from the days of He-Man. The girl action figures sell fewer than the guy action figures unless they're really, really, really effing badass, and even then they still sell fewer. People don't want this crap. People want good characters, or if you have like female or kid collectors, the cute things for sure. I mean, love them or hate them about the Ewoks, they still did reasonably well.
Rebel Scum, that's who did the original interview.
Oh, okay, it's on Rebel Scum. Okay,
I got it. I got the link for you here in the private.
I use that website regularly. Them and Jedi Temple Archives.
There you go. It's in the private.
Now, Rob, what did you think? Have you heard about this, or is this news to you, or is it a surprise?
Yeah. I saw this today. I saw Gary was talking about it over on Nerdrotic. Not surprised. Not absolutely not. These nobody cares about these characters. No. Why? No. Why? I mean, Tom, what do I always say to you about what do kids do with the toys?
Well, they like to reenact the movie and create their own adventures off that. And one thing we always said about The Last Jedi is what is there to play with? The titty milk scene?
Exactly. These characters give you nothing.
Space horses.
Yeah, to want to reenact with. They're not characters. And I saw Doomcog is absolutely right. These are cardboard cutouts for the original to stand in for the original characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rey's the bestest ever. I mean, everything's positioned around Rey to make her look good, especially in the last movie, which was an absolute fucking joke.
Well, right. When I posted earlier this morning, I saw Literature Devil talking about it. So then I grabbed it and I tagged, Jeff and Mecca and everybody I could think of in it. So I wasn't sure who saw it and who hadn't saw it yet. But yeah, to me, it was like, and I got 100 or so like responses to it and a bunch of retweets and all that kind of stuff. And most of the responses were like, duh. It's like, well, yeah, but you know what this is? This is confirmation. This is vindication for Jeff, especially because you've been one who's on top of this shit since, this whole thing started going, with the whole, keeping up with, the toys aren't selling. Here's the proof. And you were the first place where I saw the footage of the toys being destroyed in the warehouse and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I remember making that one now.
Which is goes back to a video we made where we had heard there was a warehouse and you proved it for us. And we made the joke in the video. We showed the shot from Raiders of the Lost Ark at the end with the Ark. But yeah, it wasn't like a couple weeks after we did that video, then you dropped that other one and we're like, wow, couldn't believe that shit. We talked about it on Mead and everything. Rob, you know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I know, yeah. But one of the things I keep saying is that, and there's certain people that will say, I'm not going to mention who, you're just pining for the past. Merchandise is not an indication of how healthy a franchise is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you go see a movie once. But you know what? There's a cool Han Solo figure.
This franchise was built on the toys. This franchise is the reason why we have tie-in toys. It's arguable that the Happy Meal probably wouldn't exist without Star Wars in a weird kind of way if you think about it.
And it's the reason what I mean. It's the reason why the franchise has endured for 40 years because you create your own stories using the toys.
Exactly.
That's what Disney was really buying more so. The movies are one thing; they make money, and that's the same thing with George. If he didn't have to make any new movies and just keep selling the toys, he would have. Trust me. He only made the new movies mainly to show off A, his special effects, and B, to make more toys because the toys make 10 times probably what the movie makes, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, easily.
Hold on, I got an image for you to show you.
Say if anybody knows, Jeff knows, but yeah.
I pull this up every once in a while because, yeah, like you said, it was built on the backs of this shit. And I really wish people, would remember, where Star Wars came from, why it is the way it is. But right here, now this is from, 2014 or some shit? When does this article or when this piece from? But this was legit at the time. At the time, Star Wars had made $33 billion and $15 billion of the revenue came from toys. The next closest was the video games at 4.7, the box office at 4.5, the DVD
Wow.
4.3. These are all billions, folks. 2 billion in books, 1.3 billion in others. So that would be like, I guess, comic books and shit. And then $1.2 billion in rentals. But look at right there, the big part of the Millennium Falcon, almost half of it, all from toy sales.
And that's the way they build a franchise now. That's the way they want it to look. That's the game plan right there. Like, I guarantee you, when they went in to start making the Avengers movies, once they knew they were going to start building a franchise, they're like, this is what we got to do right here. This.
And by the way, for reference, this is from 2012. April of 2012 is when this article was published. So
it's a great window into the past, definitely.
Yeah, this is months before Disney picked up. Now, if we're going to go into, let's just look at this graph for a minute. Let's see. So we're going to add how many more billions of dollars at the box office? So 2 billion for was it 2.2 billion for Force Awakens, then another billion, so that's 3.2 billion, 4 whatever billion with The Last Jedi, and 5 billion with The Rise of Skywalker. So you add $5 more billion. But how much can you add to the other parts of the merchandise? And the funny thing is, Rob, you just made the point a second ago about the toys aren't, or merchandise is an indicator of it being healthy. If that is the case and kids only want video games, why do they make Fortnite toys? And why is it one of the most popular toy lines out there? Everybody plays the fucking game Fortnite.
Yeah.
But they're buying the merchandise too. You can get replica guns and all this shit, and it sells. Same with Minecraft. Minecraft made that guy a billionaire. But you know what?
Yeah. Roblox has figures. All these games have figures, and they have in-app purchases too.
You want some sort of physical representation of these characters, of this world, because you want something tangible. You don't want it to just exist on a screen somewhere. You want something that you can have in your hand and hold it and say, wow, this is cool. I love Metal Gear Solid. I bought all the Metal Gear Solid McFarlane figures.
Dude, those are great figures.
Aren't they?
Yes.
I tried for weeks to get the Vulcan Raven one. I finally lucked out and scored one.
Have you seen the newer stuff that they make from Metal Gear Solid? They have a high-end Solid Snake I bought a couple years ago from I'll send you the link. It's pretty
I just have the original one, the original series. But still, I mean, and it's not pining for the past. I mean, I remember right up through the 80s through the 90s, probably even the early 2000s, Star Wars used to have its own dedicated section in Toys R Us and toy stores and in Walmart and everything.
Oh yeah.
Now it shrunk to a 3 foot wide by maybe 6 foot tall space in one aisle. Even that is barren now. Nobody wants this shit. You've run it into the ground. Like I said, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Transformers all used to occupy an aisle unto themselves. And it's not just pining for the past. I mean, nobody wants this shit. You have destroyed a legacy. Utterly destroyed it.
And for those in the chat that are saying they missed the toy videos, I actually put one out not too long ago, but due to YouTube or whatever, it wasn't readily, or it really wasn't watched by maybe not even half the audience. So if you're looking for one, you may have missed the last one I put out. Post-Christmas, I did not a Rise of Skywalker, but I did a Star Wars toy video from different parts of the country. Even was out here in Hollywood, looking at how they still had Force Awakens merchandise they were trying to push on visitors from out of town. So it just wasn't working. But yeah, you can see here's a breakdown of the merch. It's so important because studios make way more money from merchandise when it's a good, thing than they would box office, because all we're looking at is the grosses when we see all of these big numbers. We're not looking at the profits. Remember, folks, Joker's the most profitable comic book film, but it's not the highest grossing. I mean, you put in 64 million, and then it was say double that for marketing and shit. So what, $128 million to make $1 billion? Fuck, that's great turnaround, if that. Yeah. So,
Tom, what do we always bring up about Cars? How much money does Cars make for Disney a year?
Oh, the movies don't make that much, but the toys make a buttload.
Makes something like, I think something like $2 billion of merchandise a year for Cars.
It's because you slap some eyeballs in a mouth on what, like cars have always been hot. Hot Wheels have been around for what, 50, 60 years now?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I still have my Red Baron Hot Wheel.
Like from the pizza place?
Red Baron, is it Red Baron Pizza?
You never heard of Red Baron Pizza?
No, we probably don't have one on the East Coast.
No, it's a frozen pizza brand.
Oh, no, never have.
Never mind. It was just a really shitty joke.
Okay, never mind.
No, but a lot of these like companies would put out like a limited edition car that if you bought so many pizzas or whatever, you'd get like a car or a truck. So, but with the merchandise, I have watched the decline. A lot of you guys have watched the videos that we produced from it. Now, just was it today or yesterday? Today. This article from Ichibaka, which transcribes some of the Rebel Scum article, came out, and we're just going to talk about it briefly. I'm not here to give you guys a lecture or a lesson, but I wanted to read some of the highlighted points. And I have a video coming out, so if you guys like our in-depth videos, they haven't gone anywhere. We're making them, just putting a little more time into them to stand the test of time, if you will. So this was an interview between a man named Chris Wyman, who represents rebelscum.com, and then we have Chuck Terceria, who's the president of Diamond Select Toys. Now, if you're thinking, I've never heard of Diamond Select Toys, they make Marvel toys, they make all kinds of collectibles and stuff that you see. If you first off, I think they're
kind of high-end collectibles.
Yeah, they're mid. Okay, Gentle Giant statues,
definitely
midline. $100 high quality ish for that range statue. You're not spending $800 on a statue. So, no, but the point I want to make, those, they're not just a flash in the pan company that you've never heard of. They definitely hold a lot of weight. If you go to a comic book shop, you've seen their merchandise. Like, if you ever been to the Disney store and you've seen those really big Marvel figures that are bigger than the Marvel Legends, those are Diamond Collect figures. They've been making them for almost 2 decades. They've done all the Jay and Silent Bob figures. They've done tons of shit. So this is not just a nobody. This is, if Hasbro's the #1 Star Wars licensor, I would argue maybe this would be the second biggest, Gentle Giant, because of the variety of stuff they put out over the years. And they're responsible for scanning a lot of props, and they do a lot of action figure scanning for other companies as well. But anyway, long story short, Chuck said this, and this is the man that represents Diamond. I will say, from what we've seen, the sales from the products of 7 and 8 were not too strong. I know the movies, as well as 9, have their fans, and those fans might say that Gentle Giant never did the right product or characters or any formats, and they might be correct. However, we can only go by what we know. And he also says, so that's just letting you know, hands down, that the Star Wars stuff from 7 and 8, there really wasn't the demand from them. And this company's been pumping out shit regularly since 2002. I actually was doing research for the video, and I wanted to pull up their website, because when you go to their website, there's a huge banner for, here it is right here. There's a huge banner for the Star Wars prequel, or the original trilogy stuff. But when it comes down to the sequel trilogy stuff, it's a smaller section. So a company like this, unlike a Hasbro, knows where their bread is buttered. They know that a Stormtrooper or a Sand Trooper or Han Solo or Chewbacca or anything original trilogy is going to outsell a Rey, a Finn, a Poe, Admiral Holdo, which I haven't been home in a while, but I guarantee you that Holdo figure is still at my local GameStop. It's the first thing I do when I get home. I want to check. But I mean, look at this right there. There you go. They know what the most important thing is. If my local GameStop's still in existence, that's correct. But the article goes a little further, and this is the point that I really was happy to read, and this is a big crux of some of my video. Now, the interviewer from rebelscum.com talked about how there's these new episode 9 characters that are in so much demand. Why aren't they making merchandise? And the guy goes, as I mentioned before, we are working on some, but I have to ask, are you sure there's a lot of demand for these requested characters? That's the thing. This guy is the president of the company. He knows. See, we heard a couple years ago, when Kathleen Kennedy, I think it was her Vanity Fair summit, that I have a video of with video footage of her saying it. It was their intention to turn Star Wars into a more female, not centric brand, but to have more women come in and buy it. They wanted to try to open up. That was their idea of how do we expand Star Wars? We try to make it appeal to both men and women.
Porgs and Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
See, now that shit works. Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't get me. I got something to say about Baby Yoda, but I got to address the whole thing of how you were floating in a pod, Baby
Yoda.
I went a Baby Yoda beach towel, and the pool is closed.
I got to address his comment though about are they really though? You know that you got to just how he said that. I would have loved to have heard how he said it.
I would too.
The inflection on that. It's like, are they though? Are they really? You know.
Well, dude, last year at Star Wars Celebration, you could tell that these guys that were working on the Star Wars stuff cared about the original trilogy stuff. And when you'd ask them questions about some of the sequel stuff, they were just kind of like, you could see it in their face that they agreed with you, but they couldn't publicly say shit. Like they can't just go, oh, these garbage characters are terrible, and I can see why Rose Tico doesn't sell. But you know, when you're talking to them and you're like, you guys have to know that these things aren't moving, and they just kind of look at you like, eh. But this guy has the balls to say it. And here's the thing, too. There's more to that quote. He goes, it's not just Gentle Giant issues either. The brand is very strong with The Mandalorian and The Clone Wars, and more new content to come. But as you all know from the production runs on collector products were in the past compared to now. So there's been like, he's been talking about how it wasn't the same 10 or 5 years ago. So that is when Star Wars came back in 2015 with The Force Awakens. Star Wars came back. It was this big grand thing. But even then, the demand wasn't there. So these prequel era characters, I wish anybody that's out there, if you like, the sequel, if you enjoy the sequel trilogy, cool. If you're a fan of this channel and you like those movies, cool. But I just want everyone to realize the reason those movies made any money is because it was built on the back of the old characters. And this just furthers it. This is more validation. But please stop acting.
Did they, Jeff? Did they really?
They tore him down.
Sorry, I had to.
You're good, man. I set myself up for shit like that. But
no, seriously though, if you stop and think about it, are they in the black yet? I don't think they are.
So a couple months ago, Hasbro re-upped their licensing agreement with Lucasfilm.
Well, now, why not? Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's because they're making a ton of money or it was a deal where it's like, Marvel is also at Hasbro, and that's a Disney property as well. And Marvel Legends is, I think it's the biggest toy line in existence right now. Yeah, Transformers does well, but Marvel Legends are just like stupid popular. I mean, every fucking week there's like, oh, this figure's gonna eventually come out. Oh, here's a re-release. Here's a different color variant. This shit's crazy. If you tried to click, you'd be broke.
Between Spider-Man and Avengers, they're bigger than Star Wars, aren't they? Yeah.
Have you seen the Beta Ray Bill they have? Actually, oh, that is fucking awesome.
I have the Beta Ray Bill.
Oh fuck, man, that's so cool.
Yeah. I thought he was. I like to collect comic characters, and I thought, well, they probably won't make another one for a while, so I'm just going to pick up this one because I don't want him to go away. I think
I wanted to get the Daredevil. Well, actually, the Daredevil and the Namor one, which was actually pretty cool. I like Namor because Namor was always a dick. So
which Namor costume do you prefer, the trunks or the one with the vest?
Well, the trunks is sort of the kind of the classic one.
Yeah.
But it is kind of gay. But I could say that I'm secure in my manhood. So
well, that's the one I picked up because it is the most iconic, classic look.
It's just like the 40s. I mean, yeah. Jeez.
Do you ever heard the story of not the Fantastic Four? There was an old comic book, The Human Torch versus Submariner, and it was pitched on a Friday, and the guy's like, I want it on a Monday or something. So all these old artists got together, and they like took up one apartment or hotel room. People were laying in bathtubs, and they were just drawing pages. And
I heard that story.
It's such a fun, crazy story to think, that's where we were back in the day. Random tangent. Sorry, folks.
No, it's totally cool.
That's fine.
Like you said.
But I mean, we live in a world, though, where Star Wars figures like, okay, Rob, Tom, did you guys grow up, Mecca, did you guys grow up with Star Wars figures at all?
Well,
Do you
yeah.
have a favorite one? Do you have a favorite one?
I was always a big fan of, I had the big 12-inch C-3PO, but his fucking legs, and because the arms and legs would always come off, so it must have been from Empire. But his leg would always fucking fall off, and I lost his leg and never found it at one point. That's why I have a soft spot for Broken Vader on Retro Plastic.
I love that.
It's in that same toy line, basically. Yeah, that was one of them I always liked. Otherwise, Darth Vader. Darth Vader. How can you go wrong with Darth Vader in the 3 and third or however quarter inch or whatever, 1/4?
Yeah, about the 3. Yeah, the Darth Vader 3-inch. Yeah.
What about you, Rob? Did you have a personal favorite? Was it Vader?
Yeah, it was the Vader. I used to like the Stormtroopers though. The Stormtroopers were always cool. Boba Fett was a cool one too.
There was always one asshole kid who was rich and would have like 20 fucking Stormtroopers, and you were always so fucking jealous of them.
Now, Mecca, did you have a personal favorite Star Wars figure, or do you?
Well, I didn't really collect the figures so much, but I had roller skates that had Ewoks on them that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And then I collected like the figures and stuff years later. And I have one Yoda that I got, and it's not, I don't even count it as a figure because it was a Burger King toy. But I took that with me pretty much everywhere, and it's been to the UK. It's been all throughout road trips, all over like half of the United States. And yeah, so I do have that one Yoda still. It's the little tiny Yoda. But I've had that since the prequels came out because I didn't really have a whole lot of. I couldn't collect everything that I wanted as a kid, which sucked because I was already collecting Smurfs. I was spoiled as it was, and I think my mother and my grandmother drew the line at Star Wars stuff because I was already collecting Smurfs and Gem and the Hologram and Garbage Pail Kids and yeah, whatever else I was collecting.
Now, if you paid attention, folks, there was a through line. You had Vader, you had Stormtroopers, you had C-3PO, you had other characters, Yoda, all cool characters. This is what is considered a popular Star Wars character by today's standard. Right here on your screen, Vice Admiral Holdo. That's what they're considering a big deal. This is a fucking woman with a terrible haircut, and all she does is sit and complain on the bridge of the ship. We're so focused on, Kathleen Kennedy's ideal vision of, I want to have the female characters be represented. So they make these ugly dolls that don't sell. Then they make these stupid action figures that don't sell. And all you do is hurt Hasbro and the people at retail that have to stock your bullshit because of your stupid whims. So I look at this and I think to myself, historically, all the best Star Wars figures or the ones that are in the most demand because they do things. Now everyone can bitch, Boba Fett doesn't do anything. He captured Han Solo. He outsmarted him. He did something. He's a big point of that film. He didn't speak or do all these crazy one-liners like people like today. But back then, that's how a character made an impact. Darth Vader, best movie villain of all time. So you have these characters that have these built-in auras, these personas. And as a kid, as an adult, I pick up, The Rock. The Rock's my favorite person ever, essentially. As an adult at 31, I still buy the shit because what he represented at the time was coolness, a cool factor.
Holdo's a Karen.
He wasn't a Karen. No, he's not a Karen.
But it's
totally a Karen.
But it's your fault, Jeff. You're just a white misogynistic male, and you're just a toxic man. I mean, you just want to see another cisgendered white man in as the role of the hero.
I'm the worst.
No one wants the action figure of the bitchy woman talking down to men. I mean, I said that.
They don't.
That'll be
one of the first times I was on here, I remember telling Jeff, I was like at 3 or 4 different Walmarts, I said, and each Walmart had a bunch of figures on clearance, and 90% of them were Holdo, and then they had another bunch of Marvel ones, and most of those were fucking Captain Marvel. And I'm not even kidding. And there was 2 or 3 different versions of Captain Marvel, but literally all the Star Wars characters were a buttload of the ones we're looking at right here, I think. Or not these, but the Black Series ones, I mean.
Probably the Jyn Ersos and the
there was a couple Jyn Ersos, but other than that, they were all Holdos, all of them. I lost count after a while. I started counting them. I got around 40, I think it was.
Well, did you guys, I feel weird talking about this because it's just watch the video and see what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, if you're one of the newer audience members, when Toys R Us was closing, I remember finding 50 Jyn Ersos on a shelf. I got a video of it somewhere. You guys can just watch them. They're out there.
And grab it here so we can show it if you want.
But
yeah, ask wasn't the Admiral Holdo still there at GameStop that you kept visiting for what, a year on end?
Yeah, that was the local GameStop nearest to my house when I was in Cincinnati, and I would just go in, and I shit you not, there was a dude that saw me film it, and he starts talking to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I listen to your channel, blah blah blah, man. This Vice Admiral Holdo figure is just never gonna sell." And we had this long discussion about Star Wars toys, and it was nice. Well, nothing about being recognized, but just nice to know that other people are like, this is a dumb character. And so when we have this guy, this president of Gentle Giant Studios, also tell you that there isn't a demand for these characters. Like, let me give you a brief example. What the Rebel Scum person said were in demand. What about Emperor Palpatine, Poe Dameron, Zori Bliss, Babu Frick, Lando Calrissian, C-3PO, and more? Can you speak on when we might get more characters from the final chapter of the 9-film Star Wars saga? And as you know, he responded with, I don't think there's that much demand for these very requested characters.
Oh.
Which I laughed when I read that this morning. You gave me...
Like I said, I'd love to hear his inflection on that, though, because I'm sure it was. It's like, are they really? You know, come on, quit bullshitting me here, you know, kind of thing.
One video guaranteed to not get a copyright strike because it's my own fucking video.
That's what I was saying. I can grab them for you at least.
Part 3 of this video series would be the fans striking back, the video in which people would send me videos.
Listen to that
of their
microphone,
Star Wars
man.
toy interactions from all over the country.
Yeah.
Until today, when I was out shopping at my local Kroger, and I just happened to there we go. Because I'm about to show you a bunch of music.
They'll jump ahead a little bit here.
There we go. So I went over to the scanner checkout just to make sure that these things were going to actually show up. First, we have General Hux, no one's favorite character.
I feel like him too.
I remember these, dude.
Scanned in at $1.
Oh shit!
Yes, $1 whole dollar.
Dude, the fucked up part about this was 3 weeks after the movies came out.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, January 21st, you got here. Yeah,
for $1.
$1.
Talk about a bargain.
I don't know if that's really a bargain, Jeff.
That's true. Well, she's $1 too, so
maybe a quarter.
There. Now, let's scan something else. This large-sized Rey action figure, because Rey is in high demand. She scans for a whopping...
Wait, Jeff, are you not white?
$1.10.
I am not.
Does your dad know?
I think he did.
I said your mom last time. I had to do a different one this time.
So we have these titanium helmets, and they didn't scan on the scanner, but they were
25 cents. That said, didn't it?
25 cents.
Oh my
so if
god!
you paid
dude.
full price for those, you're an asshole. Plus,
You paid full price. You're an
yeah, let's
asshole.
look at the timeless favorite
Okay.
lightsaber. Now these are the deluxe kids lightsabers.
Yeah, all the stuff that would be $1, you'd think that the lightsabers would be the thing that kids would want.
Okay, I'm very disappointed. I just learned that there was Ramones action figures and nobody told me.
$2.50.
Ramones action figure.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's like 90% off.
All of it was, dude.
Yeah.
That's why
Is there one of these other ones here that you wanted to specifically have me bring up, or?
Oh no, that's fine. People can go back, folks. Go back.
Yeah, they're in a playlist too. So.
Yeah, they're not very hard to find. Who is it? Amy Chesero says, Jeff, your toy videos made me a fan of world-class bullshitters. Well, thank you, Amy. They're my favorite ones to make. Every time some kind of news comes out, we do cover it in regards to the stuff. I feel like that's the topic we kind of fostered and turned into the thing that it is. And I do love when people would send in, like, especially from Canada, since they still have Toys R Us, they're like, hey, Jeff, this is what it looks like pre and post Christmas. And you're like, holy shit, that didn't really move much. And I'll never forget the argument I would make in the video that kind of shut a lot of people up was like, here's this ACT, this walker from Rogue One, and it has not moved, and it's the same one because somebody stole the figures out of it, and this shit just sat there for months and months, and people would just, eventually they accepted the fact that stuff based on the new era of Star Wars just wasn't moving. It could be a different thing, though. It could be lower quality control. I mean, the figures are ugly nowadays. If we look at, not nowadays, excuse me, the sequel era stuff is very ugly. I mean, people were making fun of the high crotches in these characters, but do you think that looks pretty appealing? I mean, they can't even hold their guns. So that's that.
I mean, I got to give them credit. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
The gun Rose Tico is holding is about half the size of her. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I mean, the details on certain things aren't bad, but yeah, otherwise.
Yeah, but I mean, let's look at what I'm going to show you something real quick. What they're putting out now.
Because they look like parody characters. They look like Star Wars the parody, which was Spaceballs, but
bootleg, but not bad bootlegs.
Yeah.
I was going to show this brief image right here. When you type in Star Wars Toys 2020 and you see what direction Hasbro's going in because they have to pump out stuff that people will buy, look what it is. It's not Rose Tico and Rey. It's Han, Luke, Rebel Trooper, Probe Droid, Yoda, Lando, The Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Collection. I mean, All the
course.
stuff this year is episode 5 stuff or stuff based on the Mandalorian.
You know what this reminds me of?
Hmm.
This reminds me of Star Trek and Ninja Turtles.
Wait, when it crossed over?
No, like the fact that, well, yeah, because the Playmates did it.
Toys, right?
No, the similarity in the toys, because look at Star Trek. The newer shows have basically killed all momentum any of the old Trek merchandise had. And then it's kind of the same thing with Ninja Turtles. The only thing that ever sells is the old stuff. And they've kind of killed the momentum of that franchise a little bit with some of their new crap. I can see it going the same way here. They can sell some of this stuff for a while, but you aren't creating any new customers. Older customers are going to get sick and tired of buying the same thing over and over and over again. And some like Star Wars has gotten to a point where you just type it in on YouTube. I guarantee you'll find it. You'll find guys that basically, and girls, of course, who all they do is collect one certain character because it's gotten so massively huge as far as, how much shit is out there. Like, there's a guy who'll collect all Darth Vader stuff or all 3PO stuff or all R2-D2. You know what I'm saying? Or Princess Leia, because they can't collect it all. It's almost impossible now with Star Wars, especially. So, I mean, you've almost kind of like, it's a lot like the comic book industry too, when they, in the 90s into the 2000s, when they just kind of saturated the market with all the, the special edition covers and the director's cut books and all that kind of crap.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely one of those people. It's like when you're trying to break down what to collect, like the little sex, like anything they make Michael Keaton Batman these days, I pick up, or anything from Beverly Hills Cop. Back to the Future has too much shit to try to track down these days.
It's getting there, yeah.
Because it's like, we can sell you all these DeLoreans, but now we're going to sell you Marty's truck and Biff's car with the manure, and we're also going to sell you Doc Brown's with Studebaker, whatever the hell.
He's not kidding.
Yeah, the Biff with the plastic poop is a real toy. That's not a joke. I want to look one up. It's just a Hot Wheel, so it's not pricey. But they even did Beverly Hills Cop. The crappy blue Chevy Nova had a Hot Wheels release a couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that. I already bought it because I've gotten all the Funkos and stuff because I just want to, like you, support Beverly Hills Cop because they never make anything Beverly Hills Cop.
No, that's why I bought everything that exists that I can get my hands on. One day, I will find a fucking film reel of it. That'll be my final. That's my holy grail collection piece. Beverly Hills Cop on film. There we go.
You ever get your entire collection together, Jeff, where you have everything, and I mean everything, I will make a special trip just to check it all out. Like we'll do like a special video.
We'll listen to the
because sound. I mean I've got some shit, but you've obviously got me beat. I think on that level. So,
I mean, I do have store displays. So that's
God, yeah.
I bought like Axel Foley, and I have I almost bought a newspaper clipping of like the day it was launched, and it was just like a little snippet, like Eddie Murphy's next big hit, or something like that. And I was like, hey, I need to get this. So
I had stupid money, I would. I hear you, man. I totally would.
So but folks, you see what we're talking about, though. It's not really a company's sole existence is to make money. I know that some companies live by the whole doing well by doing good mantra. They want to do societal things, and they think they're looking cool on social media. But at the end of the day, I trust a company that's like, hey, we just want to make shit that sells. And I think toy companies are just the type of company that needs to worry about what sells. This whole episode 7, 8, and 9 didn't get anything. Influx of really bad characters was because of a hashtag called #Where'sRay, where a bunch of stupid people online started this movement. How does that sound? Does that sound familiar? They started this movement where people would race cars in front of my house. No, where people would complain online that they couldn't find the Ray action figure, that Hasbro didn't make Ray. They accused them of being sexist and this and that. When in reality, Ray was the first figure from the new wave. She's listed number 1 on the 6-inch Black series, and they just, don't know what they're talking about. So a company got strong-armed into social media pressure, and they, started making toys that nobody bought. And it's really just new stuff. Even the sequel era stuff gets away, the prequel era stuff kind of gets a pass, because like when you go into Ollie's and you go into these stores, it's like, well, this wave includes clone troopers, and they have cases of these figures, but all the clone troopers are gone, or all the Mim Bam stormtroopers from Solo are gone because they look close enough to, you know, the original Star Wars films. It's just, no matter what it is, if it looks like the old shit, people buy it. And Disney tried to get away with that by making stuff that looked and made you think it was the old stuff. But at the end of the day, it didn't work. And we've known it. Now companies know it. And I really don't think there's much else to say besides, you know, people that are still living in denial. You guys lost. It's over. We've known the truth for a long time. And now we just have the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and that car that keeps driving by, I think I'm convinced it's the same car over and over again. It's just George Lucas. He's listening.
I live in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, and the background just repeats constantly.
That's why he's back there going, oh, those fuckers are talking about me again. I just
the funny thing is, if George came on the show, it'd be one of his nicer experiences he's had in a long time because no one's going to call him out on anything.
Well, I might, one or two things. But
yeah, we'll say that till the end, dude. Don't tell me.
I know. I'm kidding. I would probably be like, we're not worthy.
I honestly would be excited, but at the same time, I'd be like, I got a show to give these people. So I wouldn't be like fanboying out too hard. I'd be like, thanks for coming, George. Really appreciate it. And then on with the show.
My original plan for Star Wars was basically hardcore pornography.
Well, George, I would have watched that.
But, you know, I thought maybe I'll just make this for kids.
Oh, so let's see what we got people in the chat saying. So first off, The Fixer, thank you very much, The Fixer. He says, the more I watch Hollywood and the insane SJWs, the more I see parallels to the Cold War, what we saw podcast, and how people in the USSR feared the NKVD. The Fixer, I'm getting your hint. I need to listen to this podcast. I did take up our buddy Logan Michael's request, and I've been listening to movies that were never made. I'm still listening to the Super Mario ones. I'm on part 4 finally. Now, let me make sure that I'm subscribed on both of my podcast services. The Cold War, What We Saw. There we go. I am subscribed now on Podbean as well. And the newest episode is called The Liberator. So I'll give them a shot, or give it a listen. I'll need stuff when I'm drawing these cards. So thank you, The Fixer. And then I can comment on the parallels, because I can just go, yeah, I agree, and I'd be full of shit. I don't know, but I'll have to check it out. Cesario Japan says, submit to the High Council, featuring Midnight's Karen After Dark, Mecha Karen 42, and World Class Bull Karens, hosted by Karen Hicks. If I had a wife named Karen, I'd kill myself. Oh, thank you, Cesario Japan. Matt G, thank you. He sends in a unicorn sticker. Modalicious says, Semper Fizzle, Do or Dizzle, Gung Hizzle, I believe that's standing in solidarity with Adam Driver. Matt G, thank you very much for your super chat. Without a message, still appreciated. 6 Turning 4 Burning says, Karen Encounters of the Third Kind.
Do, 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 do.
It wasn't Kate Capshaw.
Clean up your fucking toys! Sorry.
No, don't apologize. Wasn't that Kate Capshaw though in that movie?
No.
Was it Melinda Dillon?
Dylan, yeah.
Melinda Dillon, yeah.
Because for those who don't know,
I love that fucking movie.
Melinda Dillon is the mom from A Christmas Story. So,
yeah, but she's a horrible mother in that movie.
what, Christmas Story?
No. In Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I actually don't like that movie at all.
Oh, you don't? I love it.
No. I went back a couple of years ago when it was on Netflix. I had seen it before, and I was like, maybe I didn't like it because I was too young. I'm going to go back and watch it again. So I did go back and watch it, and I just sat there and was waiting to feel something. Like, I get why it was popular. It has that, the music's cool. It has some great effects. But, like, if I could only see one movie in 77, it would have been Star Wars. And if I'm going by, like, 70s Spielberg, and I only know 2 of the films, honestly, Jaws is so much more engaging than this movie. This feels like a movie like Jaws and a movie like Star Wars and a movie like Raiders of the Lost Ark feel like you have something to prove, and you're like, I gotta put everything into this, and you kind of just move at this pace. Yes, there are the introspective moments. Yes, you have time to breathe, but you kind of have to tell this story in the most economical way. And when I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I felt like there was a lot of not drag, but there was just extra stuff that, Spielberg, feeling more confident, put into the movie. And I think there's even an extended cut.
I was just saying, I'm curious which version you watch, because extended is in quotations, because he actually cuts bits out but adds other things in, and then they added an entirely new ending to it where you actually see him go into the ship and stuff. So I don't know which version you saw.
That might have been the one I saw where he goes into the ship.
Yeah, because there's actually like 3 different versions of it.
See that is so hard to follow. Like with
I
Blade
can understand though, especially if being that you're that much younger and like you said, growing up at a different little bit different time. We've had so many movies about aliens since then that when that came out, it was the first time we ever had a movie besides something like Star Wars or something like that where they took the aliens seriously and it just wasn't some dude in a costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ships looked really cool and real. It was, I could see it being quaint and boring by today's standards, but Jaws, on the other hand, yeah, I mean, Jaws totally stands up. I'll argue anybody that.
You know what other movie came out actually in '77? Jeff, have you ever seen Slapshot?
I have with Paul Newman, right?
Oh, great fucking movie.
I thought
They've done like 3 of those, haven't they?
And most of those, yeah, and a couple, yeah, 3 of them, yeah. Most of those guys I used to go watch a lot of those guys play because they were career minor league journeymen, and we always we had a minor league team in my town. So it was just like, you know, the Hanson brothers used to turn up from different rosters every once in a while. One of the guys' name is Scott Carlson. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, there's only one guy, Dave Hanson. His name's actually Hanson. Scott and Jeff Carlson, I think the other guys' names were. But yeah, the same exact way they are in the movies they were in real life. Yeah, big kind of tall, geeky guys with glasses. You know, the big dude with the afro, Oglethorpe, used to play for the Providence Reds, I believe. So
they made action figures of those guys.
Oh yeah, those are great. I've seen those.
Now, let's see. We have our friend NA that says Rob sounds like a younger version of Anthony Cumia.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. I'll look him up.
Somebody once called me a young Artie Lang.
Was Artie Lang ever young?
No, I don't think he ever was.
Artie Lang was born in what?
Artie, I'm actually a year older than Artie Lang.
Let's say Artie Lang born in 1967.
Oh no, okay, yeah, I'm not a year older than them then. I'm a few years younger than them.
But God, he looks terrible.
Artie Lang bet a women's professional softball pitcher that he could get a hit off her. She's like, no way, no way, no way. So they were in Vegas. They had it all measured off and everything. Artie gets up there. He's hungover. And the first pitch, he goes yard on her. It was great.
I'm just looking at pictures of him. He's trying to get his life clean.
Oh, yeah.
His nose is destroyed.
The movie he made, Beer League, is actually pretty good.
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vukasin Zavisian says, this is $2. We need new tactics for idiots. I mean, SJWs. We need to smile and wave. Yelling just gives them fuel. That's not a bad tactic. I think ignoring them also works, but sometimes everybody loves car accidents. Like Dane Cook says, we love car accidents in this country. To me, every time one of these people spurgs out or freaks out on social media, it's just a car accident and you can't look away. So let's see. Culture Casino says 72.4% of the population, U.S. population, is white. Removing white folks and men would be overrepresentation. Equality isn't the goal. Facts refute the arguments. I think that's a good point. I've always said, if you're going to worry about representation in a film, you look at, we're going to make this film that takes place in 2020 Britain. Okay, well, let's just look at a census and see whatever percent of the population is, and then you go with it. You don't try to make this some fictionalized utopian whatever, blah, 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 the whim, unless your story is about that. If you're just trying to have a film that the setting is modern day and it doesn't matter, I think that's not a bad way to take it. If we had this percentage of this many people in this, if you give a shit, just make a good movie. Who cares? It could be an all black cast, it could be an all white cast. Just make a good movie. But Culture Casino, I think overrepresentation is a little preachy. It's like every movie has the gay friend, every movie has the sassy minority. It's like you put them into stereotypes, and it's just as bad as anything else. So,
well, yeah, it's virtue signaling. It's like we keep saying with the whole thing with like Star Trek and all these shows. It's like they're just toting them out like the old circus freaks and going, hey, look what we got. We got your token gay, we got your token black, we got your token this, your wheelchair man. We love wheelchair man.
the best character on the show. He can't even do anything. Just roll around the hallway because he can't get on or off any of the transporter pads.
Never mind the questions that it brings up of why you would allow somebody to roll around in a wheelchair on a starship in probably a setting where you actually probably could give him a hovering wheelchair. But let's not ask that question.
Oh, the cheap.
He's so important. He doesn't even have a name. like
Nobody on that show has a name.
No,
that's why we had to give them names.
T.
Mrs. T, LeBron James, Lisa Left Eye, Nebula, not Sulu.
I don't remember which one Not Sulu was.
The Asian guy.
I don't remember there being an Asian guy.
There was an Asian guy.
Like
we just had to call
lines.
Yeah, he's Asian and he's not Sulu, so not Sulu.
I remember LeBron. Oh God, I barely remember. That's because they don't give these characters like things to do or lines. I mean, I know they went with this whole we have a single main character shit, but man, it didn't work. Especially if you're
It's
like
a ship full of Karens.
they gave them a
There's no fucking security on that ship either.
None. Zero. Zilch.
And they actually have the freaking they have Man Bun Ash Tyler. He's supposedly the head of security. I'm like, you're doing a shit job there, Ash. Come on.
Well, to be fair, he was a spy.
It has been confirmed.
Yeah,
My life is much better not watching new Star Trek.
It is.
Fuck yes.
I wish I didn't remember this.
You know how many brain cells I've lost? I think I wiped out my entire 5th grade math class.
Timmy has a more advanced wheelchair than the guy on Star Trek Discovery.
Now, how many years in the future does Star Trek Discovery take place?
It's like 22
8 years
30.
or whatever before TOS.
Now,
It's like
how many years though from our time is that currently?
it's the 23rd
300.
century, yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me that the 23rd century they're using regular wheelchairs, but in 1992, Professor Charles Xavier had a hovering one? Like, where's the technology? Why didn't it advance?
That's the whole point. And on a starship, you would want something that hovers.
I thought they had food replicators where it's just like, think what you want.
Exactly.
It's like, I want a Chick-fil-A sandwich and 500 chicken nuggets. And it just... They got rid of the replicators?
Not only that, but
they're still there.
No, not only that, but they've shown that they can give you like joint replacement mechanical legs, pieces to piece you back together, so you don't have to be crippled. I'm like, there's no need for this poor guy to be in a wheelchair.
Give the robot girl like a whole robot body. She's just
right. I made the argument. Okay, the whole thing with there's the whole thing in the Star Trek movies where Shatner gets the antique glasses because he's allergic to the whatever it is that fixes your vision in the future. Right. So they make that as kind of like a little joke, kind of like whatever deal. Like you can work around things like that to have reasons for things like that, but there is no reason in the world, even if you say, oh, this guy can't have the surgery because of this or that or whatever, you'd still give him a floating fucking wheelchair. It's like it still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is it doesn't make sense.
Well, and like I said, Wheelchair Man is a liability because he can't do a lot of places. He can't go on the fucking ship.
Well, not only that, it's like take cover. Where's he going?
You guys need to make a video series where you just take clips of this and dub over it. I'm sure it'll be more entertaining than the actual show. Like I said, I can't do it. I'm not gonna.
Look, where's Wheelchair Man going?
Now, our friend Baptist 702 says 9/11 was an inside job. The conspiracy is real. I'll admit I've lost many an hour watching those or listening to those documentaries on YouTube while I draw. So, guys, have any thoughts on that?
It was Wheelchair Man.
I'm not getting it now. We've gone down. I've been trying to avoid political rabbit holes tonight. Rob then takes us down one or two, and then no, I'm not getting on that one.
I'm telling you, Wheelchair Man. Wheelchair Man is behind it.
Help change behind it all.
6 turning 4 burning says the Karen with the golden gun demanding to see the manager. I just had a mental image of manager. God, could you imagine like when Bond is the opening of The Mount of the Golden Gun, where the old guy is walking around and he sees Al Capone. Is like, "Hey, Al, sorry." It's just Karen watching him the entire time. He's paying for all of his sins. This Karen book's gonna happen.
Was it Mary Goodnight, or was she actually just a Karen? You know, she's like a secretary. She's Bond secretary.
Pretty much, Mary Good in the book. Mary Goodnight was one of Bond's secretaries or something like that. Because Miss Moneypenny was M's secretary. I think Mary Goodnight was his in the book. You're right. Yeah, Mary Goodnight is actually a Karen.
Chapter 6: How to poop on a party.
Chapter 9: Why I put raisins in my potato salad.
and peas in my tuna casserole.
Dude, we'll have a rap session one of these nights.
I don't really like peas in my tuna casserole, but I know my husband doesn't either, and he's a white male, so he deserves them.
The boss was coming over for dinner, and I had to impress him.
Fuck that white man.
The whole book will be written in first person, like as Karen.
So I wasn't just thinking raisins. What about walnuts? That could really get that promotion for
Chapter 7: Other women are not your friends.
Yeah. It writes itself.
Yeah, it should write itself. We'll do
Raisins and stuffing.
We'll do a couple illustrations for it, and we can get the book out. Mad Mardigan, thank you very much. This is an important one, guys. Mad Mardigan says, "Stolen valor by far. I'm a disabled veteran, and none of this criticism bothers me because it's a part of why so many have sacrificed their lives. The freedom to criticize." So we have this is the perspective of someone who served, thank you, who has been in similar situations. So I didn't realize what stolen valor was until I actually looked it up. So I had to Google it real quick. But it's basically taking credit for something you didn't do. So one thing I will say that I enjoy is talking to vets and hearing their stories. Folks, you can go back way in the archives, and they're in November of 2018, the first veteran stream, just listening to stories, and it was a lot of fun. So this year we'll do another one. I actually got to do the 2019 one because it took place right around the time I was going to Philadelphia for Thanksgiving. So I didn't get a chance to check it out. And by the way, one of our listeners made this. We had a Photoshop on Instagram.
Yeah, I was just about to. Oh, you got it. So, okay.
So Starship Karen's right there. The battle begins November 7th.
They're everywhere.
A new kind of manager, a new kind of agenda.
Can I speak here, manager? Customer service skills.
Modalicious, thank you very much. Says imitation is the highest form of flattery, but things can be done about stolen valor. Some not so legal things.
That's very true. There you go. I mean, I was trying to kind of find is there which one is worse? Not in the sense that I'm personally, but like I just wanted to hear what everybody thought. Thanks for all the feedback on it. I mean, because they're both disgusting. So
6 turning 4 burning says 20,000 Karens underneath the sea is a good start. 20,000 Karens underneath the sea. It'd be like that scene in Aquaman. You remember the dark water that he has to go through all the way to the core before he meets his mother again?
I was just imagining like a Cthulhu monster with, every tentacle was a Karen.
I couldn't handle that.
Oh shit! Eat your carrots. They're good for your eyes.
You know what we should do is once we produce this book, we should see if Kate Goslin's busy and see if she'll make a commercial like, "Hi, I'm Karen, and this is my book." Just see if
my vagina itches.
Oh,
Honey,
I'm drinking something, man.
I apologize.
Joseph Bienowitz says, "Jeff, tell the truth. It's Joe Exotic, LOL, and Dion's chair." Well, Joseph Bienowitz, it is not. I have made the announcement, but I'll make it again, folks. This Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a former Lucasfilm employee who's going to join us on the show. I'll be interviewing the former Lucasfilm employee. There will be a question segment at the second half of the show, and it's only going to go about 2 hours. So this isn't going to be an all-night stream, so you got to get in early. You got to ask your questions, and we'll be talking to him on Saturday night. And this... I met the guy. He's legit. And, this goes well, we'll start reaching out for more people. We do have the reach. I just never thought it was something that a lot of people would want. But it turns out, sometimes those people that you are surprised that listen to your show and want to be a part of it. So we'll use the reach and we'll make more of these things happen for you guys. So remember, this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chris Knight says, can we burn him, sir? Can we burn him, sir? He turned me into a newt.
A newt?
He turned you into a newt.
A newt. Got better. Better anyway.
No, all I'm thinking about is Attack of the Karen. The only one who could save us was Godzilla. Like Karens everywhere. Who didn't flush the toilet? What do you mean you won't honor my coupon?
By the way, folks in the chat that are talking about other fandom ministers and their questions, I will spread the word. I just got everything finalized that I could make this announcement today. And I wanted to make sure that I talked to this dude a bunch, that he was comfortable. So I didn't want to sell you guys on something that I couldn't make happen. So I'll spread the word, and I'll be getting in contact with all the other, not all the other fandom ministers. It's gotten so big now that it's like, who's in the fandom menace? I don't know. Throw a stone, you might hit somebody. But we'll take care of that. So Mr. Insanity, thank you very much. He says, hail the High Council and WCBS. Can we really ask whatever we want this Saturday for Star Wars? This guy knows what he's in for. He has listened to the show. Our mutual friend is a huge fan of all of our channels. The mutual friend knows a lot of the channels. So this dude is cool. Now, I'm just going to ask everyone to practice. Be respectful, all right? Clearly, don't send in shit that's like, I could read it, but he can't answer it type of thing. So just keep that in mind. But this dude knows his shit, and he's cool. So like I say, folks, be excellent to each other. Be excellent to this dude. Maybe we'll get him to come back. So who knows? But yeah, that's happening this Saturday. 6 turning 4 burning says, Karen and Larson, the Corsican trans brothers. That's the only Cheech and Chong movie I don't like.
Yeah, it's
not the best. It's not that good. Yeah.
Benito Martinez says, "What's up, Karen?"
What's up? I got my juice box.
Not a band account says Karen reporting our neighbors if anyone interacts. Pretty much. Oh, we gotta have a virus chapter where Karen, how to report your neighbors for not social distancing or some shit like that. That'd be so fun.
Chapter 14, why Nickelback and Creed rock.
Should I put the coronavirus pamphlet in there? All right.
No, the Karens are sitting at their dancing to Styx concerts.
Chapter 18.
That's 20 years ago, yeah.
No,
Chapter 8.
3 years ago, because I saw them there.
Well, maybe. But you got to remember where we're at now.
Chapter 18, surviving Paw Patrol reruns.
Dion has to survive Paw Patrol reruns.
Swipe or no fucking swiping. You stay away from my juice box, you little fucking fox.
So Karen's now an alcoholic. Okay.
Yes, she is. She's an alcoholic. It's in a juice box. She can drink it before 5.
She can have it with breakfast.
It's got juices in it.
Yeah, grapes juice. It's a fruit. Stone Cold Jeremy says, I'll give them a choice. Call them Karen or C-U spelled CUSEEYOUENTEE. That's a very clever way of circumventing YouTube's I don't know, words you can't say.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chapter 21.
Don't you fucking judge me.
Chapter 21. Selling your husband's old stuff for profit.
You ain't my daddy, and he's a white man, so I fucking hate him.
Rob, I love that idea. That chapter would be amazing. Like, your husband doesn't need these pesky comic books or these old vintage Star Wars action figures.
Oh yeah, that's one of the main chapters. How to get rid of all your husband's shit.
Yeah.
That Mickey Mantle baseball card he's been holding on to really isn't that valuable.
Boag says expectations of the One Punch Man Hollywood movie. Mine are low because I have only watched like 2 episodes of One Punch Man, and when you adapt anime, it never turns out. I mean, the best you have might be Alita, and then Ghost in the Shell. But what other live action anime adaptations have turned out well? Sure as shit wasn't Dragon Ball. You guys have any expectations?
Not really. I'm one of those that's weird with anime because I look at it this way: like the name is in the title. It's an animation art. You know, like animation's already a thing. Okay, it's one thing to adapt like an animated something or other into a movie, into a live action thing. Anime is already kind of a stylized version of reality in anime, so it's really tough to kind of transpose that into reality. You always end up doing things that you're basically manipulating people with CGI and stuff anyway. So then you just kind of scratch yourself head and go, well, is this still just basically an animated movie then? Is it really live? It's the same thing with the Disney animated live action films. I refuse to call them whatever. I don't know.
I have absolutely no hope for this Cowboy Bebop series if it's still happening on Netflix.
Didn't John Cho get seriously injured making it?
Yeah, he did.
I like him though. I think he's a pretty fun actor. I'm not going to call him this, this generation's Marlon Brando, but the dude does always entertain me.
Oh, I've got no problem with John Cho. It's just they wanted an Asian actor as the lead, and Spike Spiegel is a martial arts expert, and way to lean into the stereotype there, guys. Yeah,
I'm waiting for. Now, I can't wait. The channel will still be around when Marvel's Shang-Chi gets released, because I can't wait for every website to act like we've never had an Asian star ever. I'm going to pull up Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and Sammo Hung and Brandon Lee and all these other Asian Tony Jaa, Donnie Yen, Jet Li. Thank you. All of them. I'm just going to say, have we not had #1 films be released with Asian leads? I'm gonna make a video that just says that.
Harold and Kumar.
Go Harold Kumar. That's Now, I picked nothing but action roles. Now we're going into non-action roles. Ken Jeong is in many a big picture. I mean, I don't really love him that much, but
yeah, and he's even respected outside of entertainment.
Had his own series on television, lead in a television series for a major network.
Chow Yun Fat.
I can't believe I didn't remember Chow Yun Fat. What's the movie he's in? Is it Hard Boiled?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
it's cool. But I mean, I'm just waiting for the card to be pulled. It's like 2 years ago, we've never had a black lead in a superhero film, and Wesley Snipes is like, seriously?
Well, here's my thing though. Wasn't Matrix already kind of the closest thing you were ever going to get to a live action anime anyway?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I guess I'm in a weird category too, because I don't hold manga and anime to this. Like, I don't respect it, but I just don't find it as holy as some do. Like, I think it should be treated as American comics with respect and all this other stuff. And as an artist, I definitely respect the art form. I actually played around with printing my book in that size because I liked it, like digest size. I thought it was cool, but it might have been too hard to read. Long story short, though, some of the changes they make in live action adaptations don't necessarily bother me because I don't know the source material the same way. Therefore, I may have it sounds like I have a softened stance, but I still want stuff to all be treated, that same level by the people that adapt it. So it's kind of hard for me to get not as motivated, but just to get as angry. So.
Right, I get what you're saying. I'm kind of the same way. I understand that adapting something into a movie is a whole nother animal than it is sometimes on the page or even in an animated form. I mean, things are getting easier with computer graphics, but that's where I said it's like, at what point do you draw the line and just say, well, why is just not keep it animated then? I don't know.
Well, you know what the greatest live action Dragon Ball Z film is?
What?
Superman, Man of Steel. Because that fight scene at the end is essentially what Dragon Ball Z would look like if it was adapted properly. So
just running up to each other and bouncing off each other and smashing into things. Yeah,
for 45 minutes.
Yeah, or you know what? You have like a pause in the middle of the fight scene for 45 minutes as you just cut to everything that's going on, and you really make it like Dragon Ball Z. But what I think these people should do is, if you're going to adapt it, Hollywood, lean into the crazier shit and just go with it. Don't try to change it. If you want to make money and milk that IP, just go with the crazier, weirder shit.
People got pissed at me I think it was on the Midnight's Edge group, that there was that whole thing about Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in the Shell, and no doubt there was this thinking, oh, we need a big time actress, because who's going to go see a Ghost in the Shell movie? Based on the property alone, no, you need an Asian actress. I'm like, and I brought up, listen, most characters in anime look white.
Americanized,
yeah, they're Americanized, and most of them have multicolored hair. And I went back to the book I have.
Personalities, though.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but I went back as evidence. I went back to this book I have, The Art of Robotech, and Carl Masek, and everyone. There was something that said that they do that because if they made everybody look Asian, everybody would have the same color hair, black hair. So they wanted to differentiate. And I got called every name in the book. I'm like, it's not me. It's the producer that's saying this. Like, this is it's well known.
Well, not only that, isn't like kind of like a cyclone thing, Rob, where like a lot of anime is based on a lot of American action films.
Yeah,
from everything from Clint Eastwood up through Blade Runner, and then you get into you get into the 80s and 90s where our action movies were starting to be influenced by anime, and then to the 90s where we get to the point where, like I said, like the Matrix was like that, like two tips meeting, just docking.
The eye. Everyone always says, that's okay. Everyone always says about the eyes. Oh, why do they have big eyes? Why do they have big eyes? You know where that comes from? That actually comes from Bambi. Bambi was one of the first animated Disney films to go to Japan, and oh wow, the Bambi has big expression.
I never thought of it till now. You say that, I can see a lot of that influence on their animation.
And so they like that, and so they said, "Oh, let's make when we do, because it conveys more emotion.
It's over exaggerated stuff."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. Just Nova has a great title: Customer Wars: The Rise of Karen. Grand Inquisitor might be my favorite one, though. Tinker Tailor Soldier Karen.
She came from San Francisco, and watch out, she has a fanny pack.
I think Karen has to come from the Midwest.
I'm from the Midwest, but I live in San Francisco.
Or maybe Karen is the wife of Florida Man.
Yes.
Now Karen probably comes from like a suburb of Minneapolis. Like maybe
her husband is Bob, and he plays golf on the weekends.
He works in an office.
Like for 3M or something, yeah.
And he works late.
Thank you, Grand Inquisitor. You also said Indiana Jones in the Temple of Karen. She doesn't rip out your heart. She just rips out your will to live with her voice. Mad Mardigan, thank you very much. Woke by Tatiana McGrath is a book similar to your Karen pamphlet idea, but for social justice. Well, Mad Mardigan, I'm going to definitely, we do the cards to be the anti-woke with the social justice warriors, and now we have the anti-Karen book for fuck it. Who cares? It's funny. Bruce Lombardo says, we really need a volcano to take out all these Karens.
It's the ultimate guide to being a Karen.
Volcano might be a little messy, but maybe we could just have a in the Chitauri at the end of the Avengers, you take down the main control system, so you shut down Franzia and all the Karens explode or some shit.
Chapter 12, it is okay to steal your sister's husband if he's rich.
Ooh.
Adam Lawford, what's up? He says, have Karen will travel, or a fistful of Karens isn't enough, or Highlander the first manager called.
We were having funs with the Karen Highlander one.
Chapter 14, that experimental phase in college, that doesn't mean you're gay.
Oh my God. We really need to make this another thing. I feel like, remember how we said, or I brought up the story about how the Human Torch versus Namor was made over a weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like on a good weekend, we could write the Book of Karen.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
200 pages over a weekend. Yes. 6 turning 4 burning says, thank you very much, by the way. He says, Karen's powers, international wine mom of mystery.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. She'd be like, what would Karen's catchphrase be? Let me speak to your manager. Okay.
That's what I said. That's why that's the first chapter. Yes. It's that fucking point of personal preference.
I was thinking of the groovy baby and all that stuff. So just let me speak to your manager. There you go. The one of the back flap. We should make a fictional Karen, and she'd be like, "I've never paid for a meal at a restaurant ever." You
Well,
want to know?
it's going to be written by Karen P. Karen or something like that.
Yeah. What's the most Karen last name? Anderson or something like that? I don't know.
Johnson or Anderson.
Davis,
Smith.
maybe. Yeah.
Davis, yeah. Karen Davis. Yes, I like that.
Yes.
I mean, I thought we were going to go.
But it's got to be a hyphenated last name, Rob.
Karen
Davis
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah. Karen Davis Wilson, yeah. No, she needs like two, like Karen Marie Davis Wilson.
There you
like
go.
Four names.
Now it's rolling off the tongue.
She needs to have like a token Spanish sounding last name though.
Oh.
Can we also have a chapter called "Sexes for Birthdays"?
Blowjobs and hand jobs are for birthdays.
Yes. Yeah. 6 turning, 4 burning. We read that one. Joseph Bianowitz says 50 Shades of Karen. Spoiler alert, they're all ugly.
That's a chapter, 50 Shades of Karen, spicing up your love life.
First of all, don't tell your husband.
Hotels can be a great meeting place to preserve anonymity.
The Grand Inquisitor says, "The Karen who loved me." Oh, if we're gonna don't do the Bond titles now because we're gonna get into
bars and Tinder can be a good place to find men for quick sex.
The internet, your options are still open.
Silverman says, "Mighty Morphin Karen, Stranger Danger." I feel like Karen definitely doesn't know the meaning of stranger danger because she'll threaten everybody. And here comes the sirens of the ambulance.
Did we lose Jeff?
Almost. When we had our Terminator Dark Fate stream and the helicopters came by, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Chapter 19, How to Be a Professional Victim.
How to start every fight and get them to apologize for it.
You are always right.
HR your way to that promotion.
No, get rid of the problematic coworkers.
Oh no, Rob,
Never
you're
have
getting
to
into
work
this.
with another idiot again.
You're getting into volume 2, Karen for the working Karen.
Okay.
Oh, I can do that one easy. Enough of them.
How to stab all your friends in the back to get to the top.
Would you read a chapter called Blackmail or Blackmail, spelled M-A-I-L or M-A-L-E? And it's like how you can blackmail people, but how you should also, experiment.
The first line is this chapter is not about black men. For that, see chapter 27.
Going black, then making a difficult life decision.
Going back. Anyway, the Grand Inquisitor says, "You only live, laugh, love." Yeah, I try to only do those things. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. Suffering leads to the dark side, right? Isn't how it goes? Something like that.
Chapter 24. The BBC is not just a network.
What could the BBC do for you? TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. He says, "Here, Jeff, even a woman who is pure of heart and says her prayers by night may become a Karen when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn night is bright." Autumn moon is bright. Thank you. There we go. That's what I was looking for with the Wolfman thing. Thank you, TLJ. Yeah. Oh. Benito Martinez, thank you very much. He says, "Would you sleep with Kathleen Kennedy to fix Star Wars? I'm asking for a friend. LOL."
Ooh.
Yeah, might as well.
Take one for the team.
Yeah.
I'll let Rob do it.
I mean, yeah, but forever.
Well, but the thing is that there would have to be like a lot of alcohol involved. Maybe some leather and whips and chains and like a rack.
She was wearing back in the 70s didn't do it for you.
Some chloroform. For you, not for her.
And also we have to sign a consent form.
Hey, Comics Division, how you doing?
Oh, is he here?
Yeah. You want me to send him the link?
Dude, we're gonna be closing out.
Oh shit, it is that late already. Holy cow. Sorry about that. Yeah.
I don't apologize. It's been a great show.
I know, we just kind of just rolling along here.
That's the thing. I'm in a place now where like a long stream doesn't bother me. Our Terminator stream was an hour longer than the fucking movie. So
I know, I was almost like I missed the first part of it and I'm like shit. Because I was gonna watch it with you guys because I actually have it. So
You should have just said send me the link, and I had you be on with us.
It was you guys were already like an hour into it, so I didn't want to impose or nothing. So
okay, well, anytime, man. We're doing one of those. I mean, feel free.
Awesome. So yeah, I will.
The grand
chapter 25. Chapter 25. Second husbands equals second income.
First time you marry for love, the second time for money. That's the first line. This is so true in so many ways. But there's nothing wrong with marrying twice for money.
I'm uncomfortable with how accurate this feels to like people I know.
Mecca's right. Yes, all written in the first person. That's why I said it's got to be a guide to being a Karen. Like it's all the thing. Because, like I said, the one chapter about cheating, it's a whole chapter on justifying how when you're doing it, it's okay because you're a woman and you have control and you can stop anytime you want. But he's just a sleazy man who could never stop once he started. You know, that's why it's not okay
his fault anyway because he made you do it.
Yeah, because he made you do it in the first place because he's
for bed. You wouldn't have had to get back at him for.
And if he gave me the attention I needed and desired, and if he made me feel like an attractive woman, I would never have to do it in the first place. So it's his fault.
But of course, it all works out in the end. So,
the Grand Inquisitor has 2 mules for Sister Karen.
I like that one. That is almost like a double entendre in so many ways because if you've ever seen that movie, it almost fits in a weird way because she's such a fucking fake in that movie. Yeah, have you ever seen that movie, Jeff? I know Rob probably has.
No, was it 2 mules for Sister Sarah or something?
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood movie,
and Eastwood and Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah, and he thinks he's hauling this nun across to. I'm not going to give away too much because it's actually a really good movie, and she's not exactly what she appears to be. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah.
I'll give it a shot. I love Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's a great classic. It's a Western comedy.
We also have Chekhov's Antlers, who says, "Karen on my wayward son."
I know. I did one earlier. I said it's not a movie, but it's a song. I don't care anymore. Care anymore.
Oh, man, I got another one. Chapter 23. Rediscovering your youth. Rediscovering youth. Your membership to the beach club pays off.
I have a bad feeling this Karen thing is going to carry on through many shows. Just like
I said, there's going to be several volumes to this.
Yeah, we're going to be like our Karen. The chat's going to be like Karen. This I know, folks. This week on the podcast, bring all your Karens. Do your worst. We're not going to do Karens on the Lucas Film employee stream, but we will definitely humor all the Karens and get involved with them on every other stream. I like them. This might be the best of the night, honestly. Again, from Grand Inquisitor. For a box full of wine, for a few bottles more, the good, the bad, and the Karen.
If you can't love me when I'm drunk, then you're not going to be able to love me ever, and I'm not. It ain't your birthday.
Eden Franklin, thank you very much. Eden says that she can't stand Susie Lou. So...
Oh, Susie Lou.
It sounds like a bad word here on this channel. Eden Franklin also says, what 80s movie had a serpent-like creature go inside of people, making them bad? He'd enter via the mouth.
Is that the one with...
It's called, that was called The Kiss, I think.
Is that it? Is that what he's thinking of? Or is he thinking of the other one from... Because there's a couple like that.
Let's see. A feline beauty moves in with her sister's family and spreads Belgian Congo voodoo in suburbia. That's The Kiss that stars nobody famous. 80s horror movie enters mouth.
I was thinking of The Hidden. That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you, Electric Pizza. Either like Slither or The Hidden, maybe. Night of the Creeps, even. I think there's something like that too. Yeah.
Alien brain parasites entering humans through the mouth turn their host into a killing zombie. That might be it, Eden Franklin, because Night of the Creeps, we did a commentary for that somewhere on the channel. That's one of Nick's favorite movies.
That's a very common thing now that you think about it. Even in Jason Goes to Hell, they have that.
Good news, ladies. Your dates are here. What's the bad news? They're dead.
Jason Goes to Hell, by the way, is a terrible fucking movie that nobody knew what they were doing.
I interviewed the director. Have you seen that?
I have not, but I need to because I was watching Camp Crystal Lake Memories, and they were all just kind of like, yeah.
I just let him talk.
You should send him the uncut version.
Probably. Well, there's not much that one's probably one that I didn't cut all that much of. I don't think.
Corey Lou Stromboli, thank you very much for your generous super chat. I could commit suicide to cleanse my honor of my lost time, mistakes, screw-ups, and years of me being depressed. I will hate myself forever. The world will probably be better off without me, but I only have one life. Well, Corey Stromboli, live your life and take good care of yourself. Like I said, I've never dealt with depression. I can't give you all this firsthand experience, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of cool people out there. So, just live your life and I don't know, find other people that have similar interests.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the best thing. Friends really help. The thing is, no matter who you are, you can definitely find people that have similar interests.
Don't live in an echo chamber necessarily, but
yeah, of course, you need people to challenge you, but at the same time, there are people out there that are going to make you feel welcome. So, we're
a very welcoming community here.
Oh yeah, join our Facebook group. The group one, all you have to do is answer 3 questions, and if you listen to the show, they're very easy. And just make friends. A lot of, I believe some of the boardroom guys, I can't, 100% commit to it, but I'm pretty sure they mostly met through our channel and started talking and doing other stuff and making their own channels. So, I mean, the Phantom Menace community is really strong. So, just, I don't want to say hang in there and be really stereotypical or cliched. I don't know what you're going with, but enjoy your one life, because sometimes you're in a rut and years suck. A couple of years suck, but then shit gets really good and you can't believe your life is what it is. So that is my little bit of advice. I hope it doesn't come off as, too preachy or anything like that. But,
Chapter 57, reinforcing the echo chamber.
Is that our next chapter?
That's what the Mordart said in the chat. But just to clarify about the interview thing, like the stuff that gets cut out usually is just either us talking about shit that we like to the interviewee, or like just garbage bullshit. That's all I meant. But yeah,
okay.
No, yeah, he it's a pretty good interview actually. That one's one of the ones that I remember. Like I said, I just let him do a lot of the talking. He answered a lot of the questions I was going to ask as he was going along. So a lot of it's just kind of split up with him talking. It's really kind of just, yeah. He tries to justify a lot of stuff. I mean, he was a decent guy. And I mean, he was fun to talk to and he was good to us as far as like, being open and everything, and he understands there's backlash to it and all that kind of crap, but he tries to justify what he did. So
our friend Chuck E. Cheese says, I need a new toy walk, Jeff, after the Kung Flu, of course. Your toy walks are soothing to the soul. Chuck E. Cheese, gladly. I obviously have moved, but you know what? It just means I have new stores to check out in California. So when this all blows over, I'll go to Target and Walmart and all this shit. I'll take a couple. Because normally when I would make the other videos, I was out doing other stuff. And then I would film while I was out. I'd be like, I'm going to go over to the store and do it. Now that I'm out here and I work solely from home and don't really leave to do as much, I haven't.
Is that why there was lube in the cart with you when you get in Star Wars stuff there?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I saw that, but I didn't really want to.
And soy milk is actually in the cart. If you pay attention.
I should have said that actually.
Yeah. Why do you have soy milk? Well, my mom's diabetic and she was drinking this thing. Anyway, long story short, Chuck E. Cheese, I gladly will go out and film some stuff.
I like this one here. Mikey Toy Junkie says, Chapter 25, how to be offended in a grocery store and get more wine. I actually had an idea for that. It was every date night can be a free night. And that's just basically the whole thing is about complaining when you're getting your meal and everything. So yeah. I love
it. TFM Knight says, EVS burned a Holdo figure and filmed it. I got to check that video out. Did he do it on a stream? If you guys...
Yeah, you two, like between you two, you guys were like known for all the Tico stuff. I would always come in and do the Tico Tuesday jokes whenever you guys were streaming because he would sit there and like burn them and stuff. Didn't you had that stack of them that one time? How tall was it?
3.5 feet, and I just kick it over. Thanks for coming back in this week's video. Kevin Castillo, thank you very much. He says, I wouldn't even buy that for $1.
That's pretty sad when the dollar guy won't buy it for $1.
I think he's talking about the Star Wars stuff, though, not the Karen book. I feel like
I know. Yeah. He's definitely talking about the Star Wars stuff, but I like the RoboCop reference, of course.
Oh, yeah. Savage Rush 012 says, Wheelchair Man is definitely a red shirt.
He's a fucking liability to more than just himself, that's for sure. Like I said, all they got to do is brace for impact, and then he'd kill like 3 people as he hits the wall,
He's like, the ship gets hit. He rolls all the way from one end of the ship back to the other.
That's what I was doing. It's like, where is he going? That's why I think Jeff was like, you got to animate that shit.
Our friend Dean Hopesawful says, I'm a vet as well. Doesn't bother me, but F them, LOL. Well, Dean, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for your service. And yeah, that's a good attitude to have. Doesn't bother
Well,
me.
and I gotta imagine most vets, they can handle that. Nobody's like saying that you can't, and we're not here to defend, saying you need to be defended. But look, it's disgusting that idiots like that who have no clue what the fuck they're talking about are out there trying to diminutize this guy for his service to this country, and it's revolting. It really is. Anybody who can do that to anybody who's done that, I don't care. That's like the ultimate sacrifice you can do for one's country.
Agree.
I mean, period. I don't care who is right or wrong in the war. It doesn't matter, because most of the times soldiers are just following orders. You can only do what you're told. We get that. So that's all I can say.
Adam Walford says, hey, Jeff, look up Sisters of Battle and imagine them all as Karens. All right, I'll look that up while I read the next one. Let's see. Sisters of Battle. Our friend Girthy Guitarist SD says, Indiana Karen and the Raiders with a boxed wine. I like the Indiana Jones ones. Sisters of...
the juice boxes now.
Sisters of... Oh, my God. So they're from Warhammer 40K. Oh, Jesus. These are like Mecha Karens. You'd be fucking dead if you mess with this Karen. I would just let her complain.
Mecha Karen. Is that anything like Mecha Streisand?
Bruce Lombardo, thank you very much. He says, Shadow Warrior, best 2.5 FPS ever. Time for Wang. Time for Wang? I guess it's from the game?
It's from Shadow Warrior, I think.
Oh, okay. I just remember the game Shadow Man. That was kind of fun. Okay.
Nuns with guns.
Oh, Shadow Warrior looks awesome.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I have it. It's sitting there in my Steam library. Rob, you played against the guy in on Insult Simulator. The guy who said, "Now who wants some wang?" That guy.
Leo Breaker 9 says, you're right, Rob, and Disney screwed over the guy they paid to create the Bambi manga in regards to his Kimbra series being introduced over here. Or Kimba series, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, the whole Lion King thing, ain't it?
Yeah, but the White Lion, yeah.
Rob, I probably have and don't remember it, but I'm just going to act like I've never heard it about the Bambi manga thing or anime thing. I'm going to go. I really like to look at the earlier anime because, post World War II and how they were kind of struggling to produce entertainment. My guilty pleasure for old anime is Speed Racer because it's so hokey and over the top.
Okay, I found the winner for the night, but I got to fix this. It's almost perfect, James Baker. King Karen versus Momzilla.
Randy Zachheimer, Zach Meyer, excuse me, says white men can't jump Karen. Well, Karen doesn't want to be jumped by a white dude. She's moved on. She's gone black. She can't go back. The Grand Inquisitor says you only live, laugh, love twice. I wouldn't mind living twice. It'd be fun.
One for yourself, one for your dreams.
Yeah. Too bad I don't love that song, but I don't really love that movie. Ugh.
Rob Schneider is the Karen.
And then finally, our friend, the Grand Inquisitor. Thank you very much, Grand Inquisitor, for everything today. He says, on Her Majesty's Karen's service. Queen Karen, Majesty Karen. Ugh. I'm having some bad flashbacks. So, folks, I can't believe this has almost been a 3-hour high council.
I know.
Seriously, it's like we walked into a wormhole. It's been fantastic. I've had a fantastic time. This Saturday night, we have a former Lucasfilm employee going to be joining me for an interview session where you can have your questions answered towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys join us on time. I'll be making the announcement. I'll have everything prepared, and I already have it locked down for this Saturday. So, Tom, where can we all find you on the internet?
You can generally find me on Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark, and places like this, there, and everywhere. So, yeah, if you see me, I'm roaming around. There's the joke going around that I never sleep because I pop in just about every live stream. So, yeah, I'm sure you'll see me around somewheres.
Jason, I'll see if he's available. Mecha Random 42, where can we find you on the internet?
I have a channel, it's Mecha Random 42, and I just just released the Vice Admiral whatever video from what's her name. I can't even talk anymore. Ugh, that's how frustrating Star Wars has become. Just released that video. Go check it out, and pretty much hear it out everywhere with Midnight's Edge After Dark, and creepy little book. So go over there too.
Robot Shlomo, where can we find you on the internet, my friend?
Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark. I have my own channel, Robot Shlomo, which I've been criminally neglecting. I've been working on a video actually for
You've
that.
been criminally neglecting our shit.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, and well, anyway,
I had to pick on him. Sorry.
he's right. I have
Hey,
no
if you
excuse.
pick on him, I get to pick on you. What have you been doing other than while you're out there on streams? You can make videos too, Tom.
I have
Oh,
been.
come on.
And the High Council.
Tom,
We're waiting for a freaking audible to say, hey, okay, over one word. For 3 or 4 days now, for one.
Well, anyway. So anyway, yeah, I turn up on Mecha's channel every once in a while too. So,
well, folks, you obviously know who I am. You know what this channel is. You can find me here every day, essentially. This tonight, I want you to do me a favor. Join me over on Mindless Entertainment. We're going to be continuing the Karen stream. So bring your best, your worst, your Karen. The link is in the chat. The description of the show is Karen all the time. It's going to be fantastic time. I have a Star Wars video. I have a couple Star Wars videos in production right now, as well as some other videos. So during this time of quarantine, keep you guys attention locked on World Class Bullshitters. We'll always be here to provide entertainment, especially when you need it the most. So this concludes another episode of the High Council. I will be back tomorrow with Fandom Menace tonight. So be here for that, and I will be back with the Lucasfilm employee, the former Lucasfilm employee, this Saturday night. So from all of us here in the Fandom Menace, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe, and as always, be excellent to each other.